Can I taste your nuts?
Try to relax your anus, your shoulders.
Wash your balls. No.
Enjoy.
Watch your balls. Watch your balls.
Breasts.
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 You got my nipples up in a tissue.
Breasts. Alright, Google Fish is taking shit. If the mic still sounds fucked up tonight, do not worry. I already have it. My job is expensive. I do make decent money, but my job is expensive. Since we're doing for news stories gameplay, we're doing like balls deep gameplay where it's going to be, let me make sure am I talking? Can you hear? Yes, you can hear me. Where it's going to be, what's up, Quinn? How are you? I know you did a super chat, Deadeye. I didn't forget about it, by the way. Google Fish, I know you're saying something about spreading oil in ass cheeks. It's a typical Google Fish. But we're going to be doing 4K high dynamic range, and one of the first games we're going to be recording like that is Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart for the PS5. My editor is going to have to do some tweaking. When I officially have 4K HDR, I'll let you know. But it's not yet because he has to figure out. So I had to buy... He needed an HDR monitor to properly do it on. I also needed to buy a mixer for here. So, yeah. My motherfucking job is expensive. It ain't cheap. It ain't cheap, my job. So... just snagged Elden Ring and Demon Souls. Any advice for a grizzled old bird to help prevent me from getting my cornhole violated too bad? Yeah, YouTube. Like, seriously, I'm not even, like, being dismissive. I just fucked around and got my ass handed to me. I did get some help from my audience, too, when I played, which I didn't play that much, you guys know, during the live streams. But you guys did give me pointers that did, even though I didn't play that much on live stream and get that much advice on live stream, the advice I did get was huge, which did help me progress forward. But 95% of it, if I couldn't figure out something, I went to YouTube, man. Just looked up, there's playthroughs.
I am thoroughly tickled.
There's tickled men. And that's the best thing to do, you know? And try, like, unless you... like, the thing that's nice about Elden Ring is no matter what...
I am thoroughly tickled.
No matter what fucking direction you go in, it's not a waste. It's not like... I mean, you have to grind, especially if you suck like I do. You're going to have to grind, and I'm not going to downplay the grinding. But it's not fetch questy. That's the thing I like about it. Like, it's not like you have to go here and you know, do a... like, they had me in... ooh, that was a deep, bassy fart. They had me in... Assassin's Creed Valhalla playing some fucking drinking game. I stopped playing it at that. I'm like, this is not open. Like, what are you doing?
I am thoroughly tickled.
Phil, thank you for becoming a member. All right, so let me get to... I'm going to go all the way up to the top. Pop-a-doodle-doo, thank you, Deadeye. I do appreciate that. I did see your chat come in. For some reason, YouTube did not put it in the... It has what's called viewer activity to let you know about the super chats. I don't know why, like, the first super chat, it's like a hit and miss, you know? Richard, fuck! I'm taking a shit, and I'm here to tell you that I want a violent, not violini. You drinking tonight, bro? Violent Sored spread your ass cheeks and have you projectile shit in my face. Yes!
Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles.
Try to relax your anus.
Check my Twitter DMs for rare footage of me in the wild. I almost am afraid. What are you sending it under? I don't see it. Why not 8K HDR Dolby Atmos? My RTX 40. Well, good for your RTX 4090. That'll. I know you're kidding, but HDR. I remember I was trying to fuck with HDR back in like 2018, and I'm thinking, oh man, well, whatever I had. What did I have at the time? 2080. When did the 20? Whatever. And I had 5960X. It was an older 8-core, but still a beast. To this day, that thing's still a beast. And it was like, at least in Vegas, okay? Which
I am thoroughly tickled.
we could go on about Vegas. It was like 1 frame a minute it would render in HDR. I'm like, oh, cool, I figured it out. Oh, wow, I'll be able to upload 1 video a month. No more. Yeah, so I gave up on HDR. But now my editor has a Mac, and it's designed to breeze through shit like that. So I'm like, why? Because he has a desktop, and it's getting older. He's still gonna use it for like the live streams we do. But I'm like, dude, let's go to HDR. He's like, yeah, it doesn't work good on the desktop. And I'm like, why don't you use the laptop? He's like, the screens are small. How are the M series Macs a joke? I don't even have one, and I wholeheartedly disagree with that. So that's how the HDR footage is going to be done. Because if he kept on trying to do it on PC, it would be impossible. Can we watch Turkey Tom video on 4chan degenerates? Also get rapid bubbles, of course.
Bubbles, 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 bubbles.
Phil, thank you for being. I love that. That's his favorite fat face of mine. I'm never blowing bubbles ever again.
I'm never blowing bubbles ever again.
Which was a lie. Rift Apart was my own anticipated game of the year, but I enjoyed RE Village and Psychonauts 2 more. Still very good. Well, it'll be a good game to really show off. Oh, you want some, Gabby, you want some shoulders? You got some shoulders.
Your shoulders.
HDR, because it's bright, it's vibrant. It'll make it worth it, you know. Hey, man, it's John. It's been a long time, but I have a new paddle for your ass, Dickers. I was like, DBZ, you've been here every day. Where's Dickers? Where's Dicks? Yes, and he humped the box. That was a true thing. That's another one, too. People think I'm lying about Ralph, and people think I'm lying about him. Like, no, he used to go outside, smoke a bowl of dust, come back in like the Incredible Hulk, and chase me around with a fucking paddle. Like, it literally happened. Ralph was real, too. Do you fart in your hand and sniff it if it's fresh? Of course. Sup, Rich? When's merch coming? I have no... Dude, I tried to find artists. Amazon, for whatever reason, denied me, which was bizarre. Like, they usually don't deny anybody, so I don't know what the fuck was that. They didn't even make it public, so it's not like a troll could have went after them. So that fucked it up. Trying to find artists, like, it's not that they were bad. They weren't. Some were. But most weren't. It just didn't fit what we were looking for. So the artist didn't work. So I don't know where the fuck to go to get the shirts done and the art done the way I want to, so it's not corny. Like, I had a shirt back in 20... It was the most embarrassing thing. I cannot believe I made merch out of that shirt. So I just need to do it right. I'm not going to half-ass launch it again like I've done, like, 2 or 3 times before, and it looked like shit. You know? Sent it again. All right, Disney Aviation. Let me see here. Oh, Bear hits himself in the nuts. Well, thank you. I will watch that now. Because, bro, dude, I ain't going to ask Linus. How am I going to get in contact with Linus, dude? Who the fuck am I? So that's been the fucking thing with that. With the merch. Is I just can't find a fucking style that works. That's been the biggest problem. Don't you think I want to do a seltzer brand? Or some kind of seltzer thing? We looked. It's not... You would think people would want to make money, but... Have you ever tried to milk your own breast? Sadly, no. Launch an AI quantum. I may do that. I'm not kidding. What is he going to do? It's a AI picture of him. And they say you have the rights to those AI pictures from what I read. So what is he going to do? and I'll put a cucumber next to it. What literally can he do? What's up, Stephanie? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, that's a computer generated AI image of a sexy black man. I have the rights to that. There you go. How are you, Rich? Just had a wisdom tooth pulled. It hurts a little, so just chilling, playing on my Steam Deck. God, man, it's amazing how popular the Steam Deck. I'm so happy, because then that means we're going to get another Steam Deck. That means that the competitors are going to be more competitive. Especially now, I've been using the Ryzen 7 6800U. Apparently, with that AOXIO, whatever the fuck it is. Let me show you what I'm talking about. We'll look at that well. So, Gary Busey, yeah. The Gabe gear is fucking amazing. What was I looking at on my breasts? Let me just make sure, nothing important. Philium diabolically ass fucks me. What are you sending? What the fuck just happened? This is Google Fish. This is Google Fish.
Fuck.
I don't know what the hell's going on there. You either took a big shit or had an amazing orgasm. So, let's go down a rabbit hole. You're going to get... This is a bonus RTU while we're waiting for more people to show up. So, let me go to my profile here. Oh, yeah, by the way, you should subscribe to me on Twitch, because if I get to 2,000 subscribers on Twitch, I am going to be opening up an OnlyFans and shaving my ass on there. You won't see my balls and you won't see my ass crack, but you'll see the cheeks being shaved. Now people have unsubscribed from my live stream. But I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding about that. So, yeah, Google Fish, I think, literally tore himself a new asshole. Yeah, a fish sharkgasm. That's what I guess it was. So, let me look this up so you see. Aok Zoe. Oh, wow. Yahoo actually is somewhat competent. So, let me go here. Find my original video complaining. I gotta get through these shirtless pictures of Keemstar, which there's quite a bit of them. Oh, look, my crickets. Here we go. Yeah, this actually got over 2,000 views, which for me on Twitter, I know you don't see it yet. I'm not.
I am thoroughly tickled.
No, 5,000. Where's my phone? Hold on. Did you say something to me? I'm gonna, if I get to 5,000 subs, I'm going to put a picture of Ass Mangold on my ass, tattoo it on my ass cheek, and I will fly Jay down here to film that. I'm not kidding. I'm going. If I get to 5,000 subs, it's just going to take a real long fucking time. I know it, but I will. I'm not kidding. I'm going to get Ass Mangold's face on my ass.
I am thoroughly tickled.
Yes, 100%. I'm going to talk about PSVR 2 tomorrow. It just wasn't in... by the time I found the story, I already had my videos for the day. So, let me see. So, Jimbo, sucks about your wisdom tooth. Hopefully they give you some good meds. And I appreciate that. So, that's what you call a fish sharkgasm. That's pretty much what he had. I think Google Bish, yeah, he busted a nut and shit it at the same time. And yes, I'm going to show you the video. I didn't forget. I just want to make sure I catch up on super chats. Stephanie, thank you for being a member for my 5 months. I can't believe it's been 5 months. Love you. Love you. Have you found Tipster? I miss him. I've seen Tips. He was just in my chat. I think he was on my Twitch and my YouTube live stream recently. Also seen Ralph on Twitter. Can I get a random DSP sounds? Yes, of course you can.
I love Hulk Hogan's dick and big taints.
I still need to find out. Oh, the bird. The fucking bird. I don't know, man. How do I lose birds that are not alive? I just... Only me. Only fucking me. At 10K subs, let's try to get to 2,000 on Twitch first before we even think about it even remotely. Like, even the 5,000's a pipe dream. That is a pipe dream. I'm gonna come. The Google Fish audio sounds like he just released a large and dry log. Yeah, well, no, it could also be like, you ever have those buckshots where it requires a little bit of effort first? You turds are always a surprise, man. They're an adventure. I still laugh at the Turbo Express video when you said it would be like if Xbox called you Captain 4K. I don't know why. I know that skip, but I forgot what analogy I was doing. Yeah, that video was a lot of... That video took me like an entire month to do, man. That's the problem with those videos. He took 150... I'm actually cutting back on how much. I only took 2 of my capsules tonight. Usually I take 3. Or 4, depending. Are you streaming here tomorrow? No, tomorrow I am streaming on Twitch. We're going to watch the Darrell... I forgot his last name. The trial. Darrell Brooks. Me and Jay and I are going to be watching that. Yesterday's stream. See, the other thing, too, I do on Twitch for people who are wondering, oh, what the fuck is the point of going to Twitch if I could watch you here? I do co-streams with Jay. Guests are going to be there, and gaming is going to be there. This is just kind of like my own island here, which I'm going to be on here 85% of the time, so it's not like, you know, I'm neglecting this. Anyway. So, let's react to some shit. So this is the... Let me show you what it is first. I have no idea how to say this. This is the Jaxio. They should have really thought through that name more. Like, name it Thrusting Cock before anything else, and that would have still been better than that name. Yeah, Sidorico, you know, and after what happened on YouTube, I have to. Like, it just happened to Vosh, too. I talked about Vosh. That obviously means I'm a pedophile. Yes, I spam the applause the other thing. Can I get bubbles and shove bubbles? Of course.
Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles.
You take the bubbles and shut them up your fucking ass. How about that?
And I'll give you this, too.
I'm never blowing bubbles ever again.
So... That's where I'll be streaming. And like I was just saying, I have to diversify. And it's, dude, I'm at... Now, granted, there's a lot of gifted subs in there, so I'm sure... Matter of fact, if I go TED check now, I'm sure the number plummeted. Because it's the new month. Twitch.tv. Let me see how many subs I'm at there. I'm just curious now that...
Positive vibes all around. Just like these matches.
Stop with the playing as soon as I get there. It drives me insane. That's one thing I'm not a fan of. Video producer, where am I? No, that's not it. Eventually I'll stop boomering Twitch and creator dashboard. Yes, here we go. No, I'm actually at 1,152 subs. So if I get to 2,000, which that's what I'm saying, that's not super far away. Yeah, I'm going to shave my ass on OnlyFans. So people could call me a sellout, and what else? Just think of all the things they'll call me. That's part of the reason why I'm doing it, too. Yet they forget that Howard Stern had Ass Man. Now, am I saying I'm anywhere near as relevant as Howard Stern will ever be, even at his peak? No. But I am going to shave my ass. That's all happening Thanksgiving Eve. Is when it's happening. The 500 gifted subs ends in 6 days. All right. Hey, it is what it is, man. It's appreciated. It's how it goes. You know, we hit the goal, so it's still going to happen. That's why I'm still going to push for the subs there to keep it, you know, slowly going up, and it's going to go back down and go because that's how it is. Jesus, man. So you people know more about how many. Anyway, so let's show this first. So this is the Xiaxiao. I think it's how you say it or close to it. AOK ZOE. And this has the Ryzen 7 6800U. Now, see here, it says pre-order. Okay. Apparently, now, I'm on my second one of these. I got to bring one of them back. I may bring both of them back because the one that actually works better actually has the dead pixels. The second one I got, the analog sticks don't work. Or they work, but they don't fully register. So, like, if you're playing a first-person shooter, your guy moves like this. So, that it's unusable. So, that one has to go back. So, the quality control is not great. But apparently, I wasn't supposed to get this. Because there's two things I noticed here. So, see how it says pre-order? I got it from Amazon. Apparently, there's another channel where Xiaxiao, I think that's how you say it, is selling them through Amazon, and I guess they're not supposed to be. They shouldn't be because their quality control right now is absolute shit. Anyway, I'll let my video explain itself, and then we'll go into the next layer of this.
Hey, AOK ZOE. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but whatever. This is what frustrates me about companies. This is a $1,700 Steam Deck competitor, okay? That has the Ryzen 7 6800U, 1920 by 1200 screen. It on paper, this thing should be an absolute monster. 2 terabytes of storage, 32 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM.
Yeah, Sword Logic.
It's quality.
Yeah, Sword Logic. It's absolutely unacceptable
on this thing. And I've had 2 of these now. The first one I've had, which I still have there, I'm debating on which one I have to return now, which it's probably going to be this one, has a couple dead pixels. It's like there's a hair under it in the top corner. It's like they're almost unnoticeable, but still at this price point,
it's unacceptable.
You still notice them when there's like a black screen. And this one, this one is completely unfunctional because, yeah, the screen is perfectly fine, not a single dead pixel, but the analog sticks, to get them to fully function, like say you're playing a first-person shooter like Doom Eternal, the guy will either crawl or not walk because you have to jam the analog sticks in different directions, both of them, for them to fully register. And you want people to spend like anywhere from $1,300 to $1,700 US for this thing? Are you kidding me, AOK ZOE? Seriously?
Yeah. Now, here's where it gets weird. Okay, so review Unpacking USA. What else is new? So, that's a funky name for the thing. Rashid is 100% accurate. Yeah, that's concerning having 2 units. Thank you, Can you... I saw bubbles in my basement and got excited. I'm sorry, did someone say cupcakes? Oh, I just came looking for a cupcake. Yeah, that video was a lot of fun, man. Those videos, you know, are always a risk. But that one paid off. It's doing very well. It's still doing well. So, more videos like that to come. I like experimenting, you know, and those are doing well. That's why I flip-flop, man. You got to experiment. So thank you, Digital Demonic. Anyway, but the plot thickens. Rich buying expensive niche products for a video that will most likely not come close to paying for the product, and when more people want to hear him talk smack about people on the internet. So I guess you're saying you don't want me to review anything and you just want me to talk shit? Mitch is a one-dimensional troll. Ignore him. I know he gets lonely at night, so I just let him there. Buys Chinese crap, complains it doesn't work right. You probably typed it on something that was made in China, you idiot. I'm going to pre-order it. Doesn't mean you should, but I'll talk about it. Like, everything's made in China, bro. Like, what are you even on? You blew it. Now, wait a second. There was someone there. Rich buying people. There was someone there who said they backed it up on a Kickstarter. They were supposed to get him first. Yeah, desktop rig, which is true, but you know, you're not paying for this to be a desktop. You're paying for having a lot of power in a portable. So let's go translate this here. This is where the plot thickens. I want to claim that it's defective. These must be employees or something that work for Jaxo. I'm serious. Like, it's a weird... Watch the conversation. So let's go. So, translate tweet. After exchanging, I received another defective item complaining about, because they don't understand what I'm saying. No, I bought two and both were defective in different places, maybe? No, I bought them from the same place. But it's AOK ZOE, who's the direct seller on Amazon. So, move out of the way, bird. You're in my way. Get out of here. All right, so, translate. I wonder if it's in the video that I don't know what the defect is. Even if I strain my eyes, there doesn't seem to be anything. Yeah, well, you're not going to see. It's the analog sticks. It's hard to evaluate because it seems like he's just throwing his frustration on the official account. They're saying I'm just bitching. Is basically what they're saying. What is this last one? I'm a YouTuber, so I want you to make videos seriously. And outside of China, it's basically a pre-sale item. Yeah, I'm not supposed to have this fucking thing. Something happened. Someone's selling them that shouldn't be selling them. So maybe I got a pre-production unit. No, I just answered your super chat, dude. I'm going to get it. And can I get for any DSP? That I am sorry about.
Yes.
Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles.
I'm never blowing bubbles ever again.
Which we know, like I said, is a lie. So, anyway. So, apparently, I'm not even supposed to have this thing. Someone screwed up. And if the build quality is indicative of what it's going to be when they release the actual thing, don't release it. Don't release it. Yeah, it sounds like these were not supposed to be out on the market yet. That's what it sounds like, Dosme. Yeah, of course, stick to your Steam Deck, 100%. And this, you know, what's funny is I can tell you right now, even if they fit and finish, if they fix it up, the Steam Deck still has a better build quality. I'm talking about this right here. Now, I will say the build quality of this aside, this processor is going to be in a whole bunch of these different competitors. It's a fucking monster. It feels like you have a portable Xbox Series S. I mean, you're playing games. It seems like it's definitely outperforming the Steam Deck, but you know, it fucking better be for the price that it's at, for fuck's sake. Anyway, so we are back to Kanye. We are back to more insanity and more tears. Apparently, later on, Kanye, I call him fuck Ye, loses his mind and walks out during this interview. So it's time to have interesting times. I can't fucking talk right now, and I'm not even really stoned.
George kept saying, they want a tall guy like me. They want a tall guy like me. So for me, I'm a creative, right? I can like make a dinosaur out of a femur, right? So
I know we heard this part before it went back a little bit. What is this? I can make a dinosaur out of a femur. Horse taint its dad, bird breasts. Thank you, Jay Dizzle, for the bird breasts.
if I'm making a dinosaur out of a femur and I'm looking at a documentary that says George Floyd was telling his 2 roommates they want a tall guy like me, and on the day of his death, he prayed for 8 minutes. They said he prayed longer than he ever prayed. What do you think?
It's just like, and in his mind, this all, I think, unless he's grifting, I think it's a mixture of grift and insanity. He thinks this makes sense. Jesus. Can I get it? Yes, you could get a...
Oh, la, 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 la.
And a grandpa excited. That one I'm going to have to take a second. Here it is.
You're getting grandpa excited.
On the phone.
Do you see I'm on the fucking phone?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, he definitely is out of his mind.
Me, as a creative mind, the beautiful mind, right? The sensitive mind. What do you think I feel could have happened in that situation?
All right, well, honestly, if I'm being honest with you, I would say that because of your brilliant, beautiful, creative mind, as you put it, and I don't dispute that at all, you've got an extraordinary mind. And I can see that in the way that you conduct interviews. You go off on very long tangents, but they're sort of fascinating. I find it fascinating to listen to you.
I mean, what is amazing to me with this, I don't know, to give context to what they're talking about George Floyd. The video footage, you could go watch the entire arrest now on police activity, which they don't pull any punches. If the cop does something wrong, they show him doing something wrong. If doesn't matter, they're just there to put up footage. They are, from what I've seen with the many videos I watched, they are agnostic in terms of them trying to have an agenda. So you watch that and you see, I forgot the cop's name, whose knee was on his neck for like 8 to 10 minutes. Yeah, I don't know what's up with, was he painting or jerking off on himself? One of the two. I said that last time with Kanye. Kind of bizarre. He would go on Piers Morgan looking like he jizzed all over himself. And then you look at the coroner's report, it all ties together. But that should all, like, he's saying, nah, you're going by Dr. Fauci. Like, what the fuck does Dr. Fauci have to do with anything?
I'm not saying you don't have a right to question.
Sort of, quite. Yeah. These are like Capote level fascinating tangents.
No, they're not. They're not. I'm just saying it's the way you conduct yourself, and I think that's very interesting.
What do you mean? It's
looking like he lost November. That's pretty good.
Oh, or not? Why? Why is it? Oh, it's not Capote level?
Actually, I think
you Capote level. If
you would like me to compare you to Truman Capote, I am happy to do that. Yay! If you want to be known as the new Capote, okay. I'm with you. Okay, I'm not going to question your talent. Your talent to me is completely unquestionable. Right? When you question that,
answer the question about the femur to the dinosaur.
No, I'm going to ask you a different question.
Situation.
I'm just going to ask you this. What?
No, you're not. You're gonna. No, I didn't finish my question.
Well, hang on. You can't tell me.
You gotta answer my question.
You can't
first.
tell me what questions to ask you.
Yeah, like who self-proclaims himself to be a genius, no matter how successful you. If you proclaim yourself to be a genius, I always question the character of a person who does that.
You accept that I'm the interviewer.
To answer my question. No, I said answer my question. No, I'm interviewing you too.
Well, you can't interview me. It's my interview.
You're Bono. I'm interviewing you too. See, that's the.
Aha! That was so funny. Fuck off. Oh, God. Oh my God!
Wait, we wrap.
Let me just. Let me just put this to you.
So no. You're trying to avoid.
Hang on.
You're trying to avoid.
No. La. To put quite a phrase. You're interrupting me now.
I'm gonna get back to it.
All right, you can, but let me ask you.
Because you haven't answered my question.
Here's my question for you, which you haven't answered.
No, I'm not. Don't answer my question with a question.
Yeah.
I'm not answering anything.
I'm going back to my original question in a way, which is simply this. I'm not saying you don't have a right to question how George Floyd died, but given the world watched that horrifying video of that policeman's knee on his neck, and given that is what the coroner said caused his death, albeit...
Yeah, the video ties up with what the coroner said. That's it. It's not like there was no video evidence or the cops did something shady. We saw the whole thing, and the coroner report ties into it. Case closed, Kanye. What do you mean, wow, we really doing this? You talk about him?
He had other underlying conditions, including fentanyl intoxication. When the family see someone like you, who's hugely influential, you're known around the world, questioning how...
But it wasn't the but it wasn't the fentanyl that did it. And you see his knee on his neck. Are we really going to debate something that was filmed on camera? We ain't at the point of deep fakes yet. Really? Come on.
How their loved one died, they find that very hurtful, which is why they're now suing you for it. And my question for you is, do you understand the...
Yeah, it's weird, Gillies, you're right. This seems to be the new move. Reject reality regardless of facts, and you seem to be... Yeah, it's so fucking weird. Like, there's the video that ties into the coroner report, puts it all together. Oh, it was fentanyl. No, it wasn't fentanyl. It may have... It may have, like, made him have heart issues that also compounded the fact that there was a knee on his neck, but the knee on his neck is what killed him. No question. No doubt about it. That's it. You have two pieces of evidence that tie together. It's over. Bringing up Fauci and prayer and whatever the fuck else he thought of while he was jerking off on his jacket. It's you can't fight evidence.
The pain that sometimes your comments can cause, like this circumstance with George Floyd's family.
Now I'm going to ask you a question again. With my imagination, if you see, when you see in the documentary that George Floyd's two roommates said, he said, they want a tall guy like me, they want a tall guy like me, and that he prayed extra long on the day of his passing.
Why is it that psychotic people always go to prayer? That's hearsay, Kanye. You can't go by hearsay. We have to go by evidence. That's how it works. That is the evidence. Why is it always crazy motherfuckers that are all about religion? Like, oh, yeah, there's so many delusional people. What is a great place to find comfort if you don't want to live in reality? Religion. Sorry, just have to say it. Not saying I'm agnostic. I ain't smart enough to be an atheist, and I ain't smart enough to believe in a faith. Not saying there isn't some kind of outside force out there, but organized religion was made by the devil to brainwash people. And there's people who don't want to live in reality, so they go to it for comfort.
Where do you think that...
Yeah, if they repeat the lie, that's every dictator's code, man. If they repeat the lie enough, it becomes truth.
That takes my beautiful mind.
I think it can take...
Why is your... Who told you your mind is beautiful? Who? No wonder... Well, Kim Kardashian would divorce anybody. No wonder she divorced you. How dare you question my beautiful mind? I question why you came into an interview with cum on your jacket. Thank you, Kyle Driver. I appreciate that.
You to a place where you want to believe something which may not be true. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying all the evidence points. I'm giving you an honest answer.
Oh, why are you even trying to... Oh, I guess... in Pierce's defense, you have to humor him a little bit because he's a narcissist and an egomaniac. And if you don't humor him even slightly, he'll just... Which I found out he did walk off of here. We're going to see that.
My honest answer is I think that
that wasn't honest. That was a political
my honest belief is that...
What do you guys do? I mean, people in the newsroom, what are they doing? They're like cringing right now. They're like, whoa.
No.
We never experienced this before. We
never
never experienced
I'm not cringing.
A black...
Oh, yeah, it's great. So that means there's a lot of schizophrenic people who are mentally unstable that are voting people into office. America's fucked. What's up, Sith Nico? In case you were wondering.
Entertainer that won't be threatened by the media to back down from his opinion.
Yeah, I think you mistake me. You mistake me for somebody who's going to be like the others. I have a show called Uncensored for a reason. I'm giving you a platform for a reason.
But you're pressing an agenda.
No, I'm not.
No, he's not. He saw the same shit I saw. It's open and closed case. That's why the cop is in fucking jail. Full stop.
Perfectly entitled to your opinions.
Your agenda.
But do you accept
You're lying now.
Do you accept you may not always be right?
I just.
No, absolutely not. He's the same like Tommy Tellerico, like the tickled man. Hate to compare them, but the narcissism is there. Phil. I mean, he kind of admits once in a while he's wrong, but he doesn't learn from his. It's all the same thing.
I just called you a liar. How does that make you feel?
That's fine if you think I'm a liar. That's fine.
No, you're a liar. You're pressing the agenda of the pain and trauma economy.
Oh, I would love to interview him, man. I'd love to, but he'd walk off too.
That is pressed on my people by the left.
Oh, he's out of his mind, Cobra.
Actually, the trauma I think that was implemented to George Floyd was from a vile white racist police officer who kneed him to his death. And I agree with the coroner's findings because
Kanye is doing an Alex Jones. His George Floyd conspiracy parallels with Alex Sandy conspiracy. Add in Ezra Miller lunacy, and there's Kanye aspiring to be a cult leader to poor, sick minds. And there's a lot of them. One of the things that social media and the misinformation, it just shows you how many people are mentally ill. Like, there's people I know that are super fucking MAGA IRL, and I've known before this whole weird political climate that we're in happened. And I used to think, man, they're fucked up in the head. Talking like 20 years ago. Wasn't wrong.
I don't see any reason why the coroner would invent that. So that's my belief. If you want to challenge that and you don't believe it, that's entirely your right.
Come on, Kanye, one up him. I can tell by the smirk on your face you think you're smarter than him, so please go.
I have a question. Who do you think are the biggest vile white racist? The media.
You think the media is racist?
But what does that fucking have to do with the irrefutable evidence that was put forward? What? Scotty Pimpin, how are you? It's not up for debate.
What? Please, next question. Please don't ask me any retarded questions.
Okay, let me go.
He hasn't asked you anything retarded. I'm not even a huge fan of Piers Morgan, and he has been fine so far.
The next furore, which has been around you in the last couple of weeks, which is your attacks.
Is that British for theory? Is that British for theory? What's theory, bro?
Jesus, this guy is a mess, man.
Is that British for theory?
You actually have quite a good British accent. That's quite good. Let me ask you, if I can, about the allegation.
Yeah, it's like he's 12, dude. Yeah, he's literally a child. He's like
that you have made anti-Semitic comments, and in particular, when you said on Instagram, "I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up, I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people." Now, many people who are Jewish found that deeply offensive. They wanted to know what did you mean by going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people?
What does that even mean?
Because DEFCON 3, as you know, is a heightened state of awareness for military action. So what did you mean by that? Here's your chance to clarify what you meant by DEFCON 3 on Jewish people.
Well, he's also being used by the right wing, too.
People.
Yeah, explain your way. I can't wait to see. Yeah, he thought this interview, he thought that, too.
Well, thank
100%.
you for allowing me to say what I meant due to the fact that I was blocked by Jewish people after I said that. So I wasn't
Gee, I have no idea why.
actually allowed to say what I was about to say. But what I was going to say is I was going to talk about all of the contracts, all of the misdealings that I dealt with as an entertainer. Being that I'm an entertainer, I've been wronged so many times by Jewish businessmen. And the reason why I say people, if a black man is caught in the car with drugs or a gun, and there's 3 other black guys in the car with him, guess what? They're all going to jail. So the reason why I say people is I want...
Yeah, because he's out of his mind, Plush.
Those businessmen's wives and fathers, mothers.
Kanye is being honest? What has he said that has any backing so far? Oh, man. It's scary, dude. It's scary that people are buying into this. And there's nothing you could do. You could show all the evidence in the world, and they're gone. That's it. They believe. They're like, nope, it's not what I want to believe, so it's over. Yeah, he could be honest, but he's honestly fucking insane. I guess Jay is here because he's saying, show my ass in the chat. Oh, Mitchell, yeah, dude. He's and the thing is, before everyone thinks I'm making how I'm judging his psychosis is about politics, I thought this back in 2008. Like, he went off the deep end as soon as his mom. He may have been nuts before and the mental illness was there, but he just had like that arrogant, I'm nice at being a producer thing, which in his defense, he was. He was one of the best producers out there. But it was like after his mom, like, man, he lost it. You know? And he did. All these crazy white people just want a daddy. They can, dude, tech, man. So they can't think for themselves because once they realize how messed up their view on life is, they break. Yep. What did I say about modern life dating? I said, I will place bets that he came from a broken home or like didn't have a dad, and he said it. There was a short that either I couldn't find, admittedly, or he got rid of because it made the mask slip where he said, you know, oh, I love The Alchemist too. But I'm talking like 2004 and before Kanye. He was on point. But he said in that short, I had a broken home, my parents weren't really there, and they always, when dudes grow up in a broken home, it always seems like they're looking like, what is a man? I don't know what a man is. I don't understand it. So they look like, they think like those stereotypes will make them a man. And that's exactly what modern life dating is, grifting off of what a bunch of lost men think what a man should be. Sorry, dude. John, what is his name? John, I think. That's what you're doing, bro. You could think I'm a dick. You could think this. You could talk about my man tits, and you could compare your physique to mine all you want to. Because you weren't raised to understand what a man is, you think those stereotypes of what a man should be are what they should be because you didn't have the upbringing to let you understand that, and now you're trying to sell that to other people. And we got Luna Lavania, I love your name. Miserable pile of secrets. But enough talk. Have at you. Castlevania, that's fucking bad acting. They changed it for like when they re-released the game too. I'm like, nah, man, that can't be shit. You got to keep it. And when I saw that, I'm like, motherfucker. I was like, yep, I'm not right about everything, but I kind of got it. Like, I'm like, I know this dude probably didn't have a daddy or had a broken upbringing, even if his dad was there. And now he thinks like, oh, this is what a man is. A man is this, and they don't joke about this, or they have to look like this, and they have to get liposuction and hair plugs, which are two things. He talked about my physique, and then he talked about those two things. The hair plug's fine, but you're going to talk about my body when you got fat sucked out of you? Stop. Oh, man. Anyway, I just went on a rant for like 3 years. Let's go.
Grandmothers and kids to ask them, why is Ye so mad?
Anytime, whether it be, I think Tommy Tellerico has done it. I know, I don't know if Jeremy has. He has. I don't think he refers to himself in third person. I'll give him that. But also the tickled man. You notice that it's the same thing? It's like they refer to, it's so weird. Why do you refer yourself in third person? You are you. Why are you talking about you outside of you? It's so bizarre. I show MAGA Aunt the scene in Wizard of Oz where the Scarecrow has a gun. She literally said it was doctored. They think everything, they think everything is fake. All right, Luna Lavania. I'll see you in a few minutes. You know, you've been here a few times. I think I'll mod you. How about that? Catch me outside. How about that? And Dames, I'm going to mod you too. You know why I'm going to mod you too? Because you've been here forever. Yeah, I don't, and that's the thing. I think that's why they think I need a strong, because they want someone to like coddle them. It's kind of weird. They think they're so tough. They think they're this, but like, I can't think for myself. I'm scared. So I want a big fascist dictator to snuggle me. It's like, what? Your government isn't, you want your life controlled? It's so weird. It's so weird. And because there's a bunch of mentally ill people, America's in decline. Oh, man. Tell me I'm wrong.
At us.
Fredable
because
Hulk, yes, you can be a
they're
mod.
taking money out of my children's mouths and putting it into their children's mouths.
You think you're talking in third person is fine. It's weird. I know you're kidding, but it's weird.
Give you this parallel and this analogy. If you take, you know, I just talked to
I'm thoroughly tickled. That's an understatement.
Irina Shayk, right? And if you look at a picture of her at age 14, this person is beautiful, like one of the most beautiful people that God has ever created, right? And if any man did her wrong at a young age, she would get to the point where maybe she would actually hate men. You've heard that terminology, right? So I'm at a point.
Where are we going with this? Why is he talking about how beautiful the 14-year-old girl is? Like, what is going?
Where I'm frustrated. I have the right to my anger, and I'm saying that people need to fix it. I'm not going to fix what I feel until what I'm feeling is fixed.
Okay, can I respond?
You're not just going to shut me up and
I
say,
am
no, I'm not going to
thoroughly
shut you up. Can I
tickled.
respond to what you just said?
Yes, you should be a mod.
My problem with what you've said, I'll be straight with you, is that if I, as a white man, posted tomorrow on my Instagram, I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up, I'm going DEFCON 3 on black people, what would you think?
Jew.
No, if I said black people, what would you think? If that was what I posted.
Well, did you accept that black people, you accepted that black people are Jew? Or
No, I'll come to that in a moment.
What is his whole thing with black people being Jews?
On the specific, though, if I simply said, in other words, all black people was the implication of what I said, I would get rightly cancelled. I would get rightly vilified and abused. He would, I suspect, would be outraged by a white person saying such a thing, because you wouldn't make...
Even if he was, he'd pretend not to be because he's with the right-wing grifters, so no, he wouldn't. 100%. Jay Wasso, 100%. You got to. It's an interesting thing to think about that your upbringing of your children can not only affect their lives, depending on the position they get in, it could affect many lives around them, and if they get in the position of power, millions of lives. A lot of implications to a good or bad upbringing.
Make any distinction about whether I was talking about certain black business people I'd fallen out with or whatever. You would think I was judging an entire populace by the color of their skin. You are, by saying Jewish people, on Jewish people, you're not saying Jewish businessmen, accountants, whatever, that you've had a problem with. You're basically saying in that statement, all Jewish people, which is why it caused such offense. And I'm curious whether you, even as you wrote those words, understood what Jewish people actually would feel when you said that, and didn't make any specific references to any individuals.
Maybe they would feel how all my people have felt.
Black Israelites?
Maybe they would feel the pain.
Yeah, you think,
of
superstar?
when a black artist looks up and they've completely been raped by 5 Jewish businessmen, and there's multiple.
What I don't understand, dude, shut the fuck. First off, shut the fuck up with this thing, this bullshit. Secondly, until you lost the Adidas deal, you were a multi-billionaire. Are you really gonna make it like the industry, gonna say it, raped you? Come on, bro. You out of all people? it's scary people see him like people saw. Yeah, they think he's a genius. That people thought Charles, dude, because there's psychotic people everywhere. They're all around us. And what's scary is that social media is like allowing these people who, well, now he's back to, oh yeah, didn't he say like, I only have like $120 million? Oh no, poor baby. You're going to be sleeping on the street. Dude, every stream is demonetized. Every stream gets a piss yellow dollar sign, and even if they don't, the only reason like I decided to leave ads on is that it helps in the search. I have noticed that when I put the ads, like remember I was turning off ads immediately in the videos, the ads when they're on do get more viewership, and I would like the videos to spread so more people come here, you know. But yeah, he only has $120 million. Support his family. Yeah, do you? Who made that to try to make Kanye West a billionaire again? What's up, Ukame? I was wondering where you were. The truth of the matter is that nobody really cares about anybody but ourselves. Everything else is virtue. Like, I'm gonna sound weird and bizarre like Kanye right now, but do you realize that we all live in our own first-person perspective? It's not a collective. We are a collective, and we work together as human beings, and that's how we've evolved as a society. But think about it. Do you see out of my eyes? Do I see out of yours? So what is instinctual for people to want to do? Do what's best for them, because it only affects what you eat doesn't make me shit. You know what I mean? It's kind of bizarre to think that what made me be in this body, what made you be in that body, what made us be here and conscious now at this present moment. Why aren't we our ancestors? Why aren't we our children or whatever? I'm getting all philosophical and shit. Bird up waiting for some 420 tech review. There's another one coming. Matter of fact, I showed it the other day. Where's that? Fake PS5s. That's not high. I think about that stuff stone cold sober. I always think, why weren't we born in medieval times? Why weren't we born in the future? Why are we here now? What is time? Time is a man-made thing. Both. Dude, we're heading down a bad and there's millions of people that buy into this guy. You know?
Accounts.
Why does the fact that they're Jewish have anything?
Yeah, so it's like a massive multiplayer FPS. Yes, in a way.
They would feel like that.
But why would you say
it just so happens they are?
Well, okay, but I wouldn't. Why categorize them according to their
Siderico, time is a lot of opportunities for many titties. Yes. Now I'll stop pausing.
It's just faith, their ethnicity. Why would you do that? Why can't you just describe them as business people that you've dealt with? That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's all Jewish people, right? Tom, say hi to Tommy Tellerico. He's very Italian.
But what you're doing by saying Jewish people, these constant tirades, against Jewish people, many people find
why
that
are you calling it a tirade? That sounds like you have it.
I think it's a tirade.
Where's the tirade? That was a tweet. It was a tweet.
It's not just a tweet, is it?
But it's a bizarre tweet that seems like you're showing animosity. Like, what does that even mean? What's up, Minxy?
Explain it. And that...
Like, could you imagine I said, let alone Piers Morgan, my irrelevant ass said, DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. Both of my YouTube channels would be shut down. Twitch, forget about it. All of my social media would be gone. I would be seeing if UPS was hiring. Come on, man.
Have you felt my pain yet? You haven't felt my pain.
You
don't want to feel my pain.
Oh, no,
you don't hold You don't hold accountability to my pain. You're being a Karen.
I'm talking about.
God, he's telling him he's being a Karen. He's telling him, dude, you wrote something that anybody else. I always look to the Roseanne Barr thing. Yes, it was a stupid tweet. I honestly don't think that she was being racist. I don't think she knew the race of the person that she was saying that about. I think she was someone that was in the Obama administration. I mean, that was softball compared to what he said, okay? And she was fucking annihilated, instantly canceled off the show. All the fucking cast threw her under the bus to save their own asses. And again, I'm not saying she should have said it. I genuinely, you guys know I always call out racism. I genuinely am trying to be objective here. I don't think she meant it in a racist light. She was trying to be, now is Roseanne fucking insane? And does she have other weird conspiracy theories? Yeah, she's out of her fucking mind. I just don't think it was that. I'm not on board with that one with her. But I'm just showing the difference. She was annihilated. Well, he's kind of annihilated too. I'll shut up. Lost billions of dollars. And then he went crying to Skechers. And they were like, "What the fuck are you? What? Get out of here! Like you were fucking cancer right now. You think we're gonna make a fucking shoe with you? Get lost." Oh, dude, when this whole grift thing, probably after, unfortunately, a civil war that's going to happen here. I wish I didn't have to say that, but I do. I don't want it, I assure you. When everyone comes back down to their senses or America explodes, people will see, all these people will be done. Like the Candace Owens and the Quarterings and the Melanie Max, let's just keep it real, and the Kanyes and the whatever the fuck her forehead's name is, Candace Owens. I want to see her and Alex Jones have like a headbutting contest. That would probably make an earthquake happen. Or a Pat Sajak. And everyone comes to their senses. All of these people who sold out are going to be laughingstocks. I understand Kanye's point about the media being run by Jewish industry leaders and his disagreement, but he explains his point so poorly and anti-Semitic that he just expresses borderline hate speech instead. But I don't know, man. As a guy who was a multi-billionaire who shot himself in the foot, sitting there talking about the industry ruining him is just bizarre. When you're in the 0.001 top echelon of the entire world, you know. Skechers is owned by a Jewish family. All right.
I'm not a Karen.
To the pain.
I'm not a Karen, and I'm not going to cancel you, and I'm not going to uncensor you. I'm simply going to challenge you on what you're saying. I think you don't understand the pain that you've been causing with some of these comments. And I think that one in particular, I can understand.
Oh, my God. God forbid one comment could cause people to feel any of the pain that my people have went through for years. Even like the blacks being ushered to the left during the civil rights movement.
What? So, yes, slavery and racism is horrible. So that you're going with the eye for an eye approach? Come on, man. This guy is out of his fucking mind. He reminds me of a TV calibrator, allegedly. Good eye, superstar. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't even think he knows like what he's out of his mind.
No one has cared about black people.
Okay, why does
no?
All right.
No one is.
Let me say, I agree that the racism against black people has been utterly deplorable, shameful, unacceptable.
Yeah, and it still exists to this day, hands down, no question.
And thank God the world is beginning to move to a better place about the way it has treated black people like you. However, one form of racism here doesn't justify.
It's almost in a better place.
Well, one form of racism doesn't justify another.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
not cutting you off. I'm finishing my sentence so you can respond. One form of racism.
Because he doesn't want to hear what you have to say because it's going to make his point look like shit. This is like what would happen if like Tickle Television actually came on here for an interview. He would try to not let me talk, and he would just. That's exactly what would happen. So what would happen with Tommy Tellerico, and I let him do it because I was an idiot.
One form of racism. It is racism when you say I'm going Defcon for Jewish people. That's racism.
No, it's not.
It is.
I thought you had a platform where I could explain how I felt. You don't care about how I feel.
Dude, I don't know. Because he's fucked up, man, Henry. I don't know. Like, he looks like he was either painting or jizzing on himself.
Phil, you just want to shut me up. You don't want me to say out loud what my people have been going through.
I do.
Or do you?
I do. I'm very...
He's letting you talk, so say it then. But what I hate whataboutisms. I hate when, like, I bring up a point that's backed up by evidence on Twitter, and it's like, oh yeah, but what? Like, okay, that doesn't mean, okay, so that's wrong too. But it doesn't mean that this, because that was wrong. Was wrong that you should do something wrong. I missed your super chat too, Bradley. I'm sorry. Where is it? Over half of our country lives in an actual cult. If that is absolutely terrifying, yeah. Because what's going to happen if, say, like the 2024 election doesn't go their way? Are we going to go into a fucking civil war? I'm not saying things that I want. I don't. I'm just telling you the reality of where we are right now. We're not in a good place.
Very happy
so
to
what
do
have
that.
my people have been going through? What led me to that point?
My point
what
is,
led me, a person, a successful, influential, extremely.
Stop using like your affluence to be like, yo, this is why I could say terrible shit. Come on, dude, this is insane.
Extremely attractive person to get to that point.
Did he just describe himself as attractive? What? Oh, this is why I stopped last time and tapped out, man, because it's like every 5 seconds I got to pause. He just says something stupider and stupider and stupider. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can handle this. I may need Phil. I may need to wash this down with some Philip Burnell.
I am not doubting for a moment that you will feel genuine pain about the racism against
I
you
am thoroughly
and other
tickled.
black people in America.
Yeah, it's really fucking nuts, dude.
Not for 1 second would I
Racism by who?
would I deny that.
Racism by who?
Well, by anybody. I think any form of
Racism by who?
racism is wrong. Any form of racism is wrong.
Yeah, that's the shoe. If a black person's racist to a white person, that's terrible. If a white person's racist to a black person, that's terrible. If a white person's racist to an Asian person, that's terrible. If an Asian person's racist to... We're all humans. I don't understand why we put so much weight on fucking skin color. I'll never understand it when we always have. I don't get it. It's such a stupid bar to judge yourself amongst other people. What's up, Noble? I see you got a new picture there. Kanye is divorced, man with wet breasts. I don't know what that means.
I didn't say DEFCON on anybody though.
You said DEFCON 3 on Jewish people, specifically Jewish people.
It was on your Twitter for the 5 minutes that you had it. Oh, yeah, DBZ, yeah. Whataboutisms are their favorite thing.
You didn't say any particular Jewish person. You said basically all of them. That is racism, Ye. And I think if you were honest with yourself, given the fallout from this, you would think again about how you phrase that sentence. Because actually you did.
Yeah, he's not even apologizing for it. That makes... I don't have enough research to agree or disagree with that, son of John. So I'm not going to comment on something like that unless I'm researched.
Didn't mean all Jewish people.
Given the fallout.
Why are you... See, dude, he's nuts. He's a child. Why are you mocking... Refute what he's saying and stop mocking it. He's doing like what the quartering did to me. Like, what? Dude, I'm calling... Why are you going into my... Like, not to bring up the quartering, but it is a valid analogy or a comparison. I'm talking about your misinformation you're putting out there, Jeremy. Why are you bringing up my family and stuff? Because they don't have arguments. They don't have them.
Given the fallout.
I'm sorry, I forgot I don't have a compressor.
Do you care about the
What
hurt you
fallout?
cause Jewish people?
What fallout?
Well, you were removed from
What fallout?
you were
I
removed
love
from
Jewish-
social media.
Wait a second. You're not allowing me to talk, Chris. You're not allowing me to talk, Chris. Oh.
What?
I thought it was the same person.
He's American. I'm British.
This is so bizarre. Because you know what's sad to me is he was very influential in my music production, which to me is just a hobby. Maybe one day it'll be more. And to see a guy who I really not looked up to, no, I don't look up to anybody, but who influenced me in a major way, become this. It's sad. Kanye spitting facts. Nah, okay. I mean, I kind of liked his music like years ago, but yeah, I don't feel sorry. No, I don't either. And I guess some people, especially when you're as narcissistic as he is, like once you're a multi-millionaire or a billionaire, like to him, he feels like he's poor right now because he only has 120 billion in the bank. Google Fish, what am I checking messages for? God, you have some fucking violent diarrhea, dude. What'd you eat? Is my favorite movie Richie Rich? Aha! I actually saw that with Macaulay Culkin back in the day. It was terrible. Nah, dude seems well after getting some Kardashian. At least Ray J has some decent ear, but Ray, yeah. I was just using the Raycons the other day. People think, oh, they're terrible. Like, what do you mean they're terrible? Go over to Best Buy, then I'll show you some terrible earbuds. Like, Raycons are fine.
So the thing
it was
is,
a really bad
I
movie.
want to bring joy to the world. I'm a composer, right? And this is a symphony. Our life is a symphony. We have so many beautiful ideas, but I feel the anti-Semite has been a wall, a cloak that allows Jewish businessmen, boom, I'll only be the police officer that says, hey, this guy with the gun is the only person going to jail. I'll be the first person that does that in history, right? So look, no one else in this car riding with the guy with the gun and the drugs is going to jail. Are you happy? I'll play by rules that are not played by from my people, just for the sake of this conversation.
I don't want you playing
right?
by any.
So
I don't want you playing by any.
That makes you
I don't even understand what the fuck he means.
happy, right?
I don't want you to say things just to make me happy.
That's what colonizers do, is give us rules.
I'm not trying to
that's
colonize
what colonizers
you.
do, is give us rules.
I'm not trying to colonize you. I'm not trying to censor you. All I'm saying to you is, when you use a phrase, like I'm...
If anything, Kanye's tried to censor Pierce more than Pierce has tried to, quote-unquote, censor Kanye. Every time Pierce tries to talk, he cuts him off or goes, la, 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 la. Why is he suing her, Freedom Tower?
Going DEFCON free on Jewish people.
Did you hear what I just said, though?
Yes, I did.
We're past that. We're past.
But you didn't say Jewish businessmen, which would still get you in deep shit. Why Jewish? There's plenty of shitty businessmen that are outside that I've met them. Okay? Like, what was with DEFCON 3 on Jews? Why would you even say it like that?
I said in a conversation.
No, he's not on drugs. He's insane, Minxy.
We're not past
Did you hear what I just said?
I agree.
We're not past
Are
it
you
unless
happy
you're prepared
that I said I'll focus
Let me explain what
on... Are you happy that I said...
I know. I heard what you
Whoa, brother, why are you talking over me?
Let me respond.
You got to realize that Kanye West, too, is used to having a bunch of yes men around him because that's what people do when someone has a lot of money. They're looking to kiss ass to get ahead. And if Kanye says that he is an ostrich one day, it's like, oh, yes, sir, you're a beautiful ostrich. I see it with this gaming shit all the time, man. It's the same with YouTube. Everyone's just fucking trying to get ahead and kissing the right ass.
Yay, Chris.
Yay. I'm
Chris.
He needs more than that.
Let me respond, right? I'm simply saying what you've just said is not what you said on your Instagram post, and you know it. Right? If you have a problem with particular businesmen who happen to be Jewish, that is a concern for you.
And you know it.
So you talk about all Jewish people.
But brother, do you...
He still hasn't answered why he said DEFCON 3 on Jewish people? Answer it, Kanye. You don't have an answer for it. It's like this. It's the same stupid inflammatory shit that Jordan Peterson does. Like when he wrote that to Elliot Page, you didn't think that was going to get a response? Just give me a fucking break, dude. Made a big deal about a slap on the wrist. The same thing happened to me. I put up a video that Twitter didn't like where it showed, he didn't see anything, but a guy's pants caught on fire. And it was like, you can't post anything like this again. You'll gain access to your account again if you don't post. I'm like, okay. I didn't make a video with 37 camera angles saying breast 85 times and crying about it. That would have been funny though, actually.
There's Pete in my basement.
Oh, la, 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 la. What is the point? Brother, do you want me to grow from the statement? I just told you, okay, I was in a position where I've been hurt, and this is the way I had the right to express myself. The point of this interview is for you to question me, and then for me.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Why are you going after the entire Jewish community? You got burned out of a deep. Call out some of the businessmen then. You're done anyway. His entertainment and business careers are over. He better make sure he holds on to the 120 million, does anything stupid with it, even though I'm sure he will, where he'll get sued for something that he says.
To answer and say, okay, even though the same rules are not applied to my people, if a person with a gun or drugs is pulled over and has 4.
What statement? Did I say something and didn't finish what I was saying?
3 other people in the car, they're all going to jail. I'm not going to apply that to Jewish people for the sake of this conversation. Isn't that what you wanted? But you know what you did? You tried to civil rights me. You tried to pull me back to a week ago. But we're here today. There's been plenty of conversations.
Dude, you just said it. Is he pulling? Oh, that was in the past. You just said it. It's not like it's something that you said stupidly like 20 fucking years ago. You just said this tweet. You just said that. Just because someone hurt you doesn't mean you get a pass to be. Yeah, exactly.
Conversations and commentary since that, but you want me to go back to 1960.
No. Here's
you
what
want me to go back to 7 days ago.
All right, let me jump in.
Oh my God. How dare you bring up something he said 7 days ago? He's a new man now. Like, yeah, Kanye was hacked. Yeah, the same person that hacked Quantum TV hacked Kanye. Dude, this guy is amazing. He said it 7 days ago, so it doesn't. I wish it worked like that for me.
Here's what I want you to do.
Motherfuckers still use shit against me that I've apologized for 8 billion times, like over a decade ago. This guy's like, yo, I said it 5 minutes ago. Cut me some slack, man. I'm a changed man now. Yeah, it's like talking to a wall that's 10.
I want you to reflect.
Okay, so have we grown? Have we grown?
Here's how we grow. Yeah, here's how we grow.
He thinks he does, but I guarantee you that 99.9% of black individuals would tell him to fuck off.
I want you to reflect.
No, have we grown?
Have
we grown? You're not in charge of my growth. You're not in charge of my growth, Chris.
Okay, let me phrase it like this. I'm about to suggest to you how you may grow if you choose to grow this way. And you can ignore me. You can ignore me.
Piers, how much money are you worth?
Not as much as you, sadly.
Exactly. So take my advice. Maybe you'll get richer.
The narcissists all have the same playbook. He's literally on a bigger scale pulling a quantum, saying, I have more money than you, so obviously my opinion counts more. That's just what quantum, not to shoehorn quantum into this, but it's not even shoehorning. It's not even shoehorning. Like I have more money than you, so obviously I know more. I spent more on the Steam Deck for you. Obviously I know more. Same way you want to bring the quartering in. They're all narcissists, so let's bring him in too. I have more subs than you, or I get more views than you, so obviously I'm in the right, or I ratioed you. I don't care if you're left wing, right wing, no wing, bird wing, whatever. If you think that your ratios make you smarter or more right because you got more likes or retweets on Twitter, I hate you. I flat out fucking can't stand you. Anyway, shirt off. Who wants this cane? Republicans do the same thing with oh, it was a long time ago. Oh, dude, or the best if there's a shooting because they know people want policy changes. Now's not the time. Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers. Oh, look, now it's hopefully they forgot about it so we don't have to do anything because we get lobbied by gun companies and we don't want to change any kind of gun laws. Now, I'm pro Second Amendment, so everyone calm their anuses, but oh, it's the violent video games. We're the only country in the world, developed country in the world that has these problems. Like, bar none, we have more mass shootings in spades than any other country. No other country deals with the shit that we deal with at schools and malls and shit like that. Look it up. The numbers don't lie. But, it's, now it's time for thoughts and prayers. Now, hopefully you'll forget about it so I can keep being lobbied and being a shill. Fuck your prayers. How about action? Fuck your fucking prayers. I don't take your prayers and shove them up your ass. Not saying don't pray, but don't use that as an excuse to avoid the reality of what's going on. Republicans do the same thing with, you know what to do, Rich? Yes, of course. Let me put what am I doing? Yeah, I know. Everyone, but the drug war. Yeah, I know the drug. You can thank the states for the drug war that's going on. The war on drugs. How's the war on drugs worked out? Yes, I will be talking, I promise, about PlayStation VR tomorrow. Take his advice on losing take his advice on losing billions by saying stupid things. Yeah, Pierce, you should follow his advice. And also, organ transplant is a thing, and that's why treating POC different is dumb. I'm not sure what you mean, dude. What is POC? Yeah, congratulations to drugs for winning the war. It won, and it won years ago. I can't think of the president right now who started that. That was, I am not a crook. He who started the whole fucking war on drugs thing. And Reagan fucking accelerated it. Nixon. How'd that work out? Fuck the war on drugs. Fucking failure. Rich is bald. That was in the past. I've grown. Actually, I am looking like a politician. I got to shave my head again. I own 22 guns and believe in having better gun laws. Fucking thank you. Rich, I started playing Dead Space for the first time, and I have to... Oh, yeah, it's amazing. Which version? For Chris? PC? Xbox? I was so pissed when I started playing it on Twitch the other day. I didn't realize... I thought it was 60 FPS with backwards compatibility, but it was 2 and 3 that are 60 FPS. War on Drug, thanks for giving cartels free... Yeah, that too. Oh, man, the CIA did some shady shit with the drug game back in like the 80s too, man. Who knows? They probably still are too now. A lot of people called out the CIA back then. You don't think... Dude, money rules everything. Morality means nothing. Human life, unfortunately, doesn't mean much to these people. They're all monsters.
I would love to take your business advice.
Why would I listen to you?
Well, why do you...
I know I'm stopping again. He's literally pulling a quantum TV. You can't talk to me about the Steam Deck, even though it has the same processor and the same capabilities minus storage and the etch screen. Because I know people are like, oh, you didn't mention the etch screen. So you can't talk about, oh, you have more money, so that obviously means you're smarter than me. I'm sorry.
Why don't you hear what my advice is and then work out if I'm wrong? Can we do that deal?
You haven't given me any credit or a moment of reflection.
He was also probably told, I know I'm stopping again, he was also probably told not to give a direct answer to this stuff to cover his ass.
For the comparison that I made, the brilliant, if I do say so myself, comparison that I made.
Why do you keep complimenting yourself? It's so, I hate when people say they're the smartest, they're brilliant. They're like, wow, you're really smart. Why, thank you. He's nuts. He literally complimented. He's like, oh man, you're really smart. Why, thank you. He's like multiple personalities.
Made to the cops pulling over one black person and locking everyone up.
I understand what you're saying.
And my tweet having issues. Wait a second, I wasn't done with the sentence. My tweet referring to all Jewish people, I said, for the sake of this conversation, I will refer to the business people who have destroyed me and my people and my fellow creatives. But you didn't even accept that I gave you that. You tried to push me back into 1960.
No, I didn't.
Tried to push me.
Dude, I have never seen deflection like this before. He asked you about your tweet. You brought up why did you? He didn't answer it.
Back into last week.
No, I didn't.
Okay, do you accept that example that I gave you?
I understand completely.
And I can't believe he's using that, oh, it was a week ago. You can't judge me on it. If we go by that, then everyone should just be released from prison, too.
The example you gave me, I think all racism is wrong.
So I feel that we've grown.
I would like you to reflect.
I feel we've grown.
If
Do you feel we've grown?
If you've now changed what you wanted to say originally, my question for you is, do you now regret saying DEFCON 3 on Jewish people? Are you sorry you said that?
No.
I don't think it matters. You should be.
Absolutely not.
You should be.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, but yeah, you should be.
Absolutely not. Are the people, the Jewish businessmen that led me to that place, are they sorry for the way they...
Why? Okay, so the Jewish businessmen, that's who you're... What about every other innocent Jewish person? Holy shit. Come on, man. This is a hero to a lot of people? Scary.
Raped my
I don't know who you're talking about in particular, but I don't know why you keep having to say they're Jewish.
The way,
what does the fact they're Jewish got to do with anything? Why do you keep doing that?
What do you mean? They're the Jewish businessmen that did that because
they're business
they are.
people.
That's what they did.
Why do you keep saying Jewish business people? Why do you keep using their religion, their ethnicity? Why do you keep doing that?
Let me update it then. Okay, so I'll say this. Would it be... Would I have grown into the box you want me to go in if I say to specify the business people that have raped my people that just so happen to be Jewish?
I think by doing what you've just...
But you're going by a handful of fucking people, and there are plenty of non-Jewish shady businessmen. Trust me, I've met them. Like, why are you generalizing? That's the equivalent of me, like, if there was a black person at a Walmart that shoplifted. All black people do that. That's not true. It's the same fucking thing. If I said all black people did that because I saw one person shoplift, would you call me a racist? Yes. And you know what? You would be right. So yes, Kanye, you're racist. That is a racist remark to make. That is a dangerous remark to make. Shut up.
Done, I find that I'm not even Jewish and I find that offensive. Why do you keep having to do that? I don't think you get it at all. I don't think you understand the offense you're causing when you keep using their religious background, their ethnicity as a stick to beat them with. Why would you do that?
You wish, Turbo Express. You're begging Kim Kardashian.
So what are you more concerned about? Getting the richest black man of all time to kowtow because it's not going to happen.
I don't want you to kowtow. You can do what the hell you like.
Yeah, he's not telling you to kowtow. Oh my God, I feel like I want to like jump through the screen and interview him. He's not telling you to fucking kowtow. He's asking you. You still haven't answered what the fuck that means. So you have a problem with some businessmen. Have a problem with the businessmen. Why is it? What about the Jewish woman that was at the Hatterfords I was at today? Is she controlling you, Kanye? The fuck is wrong with you?
You're a billionaire. You can do what the hell you want. I'm just saying to you that I don't think you quite understand.
Kanye has been taken aback by, I don't even know who that is, Rich Tomorrow.
When you talk about... okay, can I finish?
It's not Moti.
You're a multi-billionaire. Okay, well, congratulations.
Why? You know what? I know why those white stains are all over his shirt, because he can't help to keep jerking off to himself. And guess what, motherfucker? You just said before. He's like his daddy, Trump. You said you're worth 120 million. You lost. You're only worth. You said that in this same interview. I'm not going back to find it. Look it up. That's why all the white stains are on his shirt, because he jerks off to himself all the time. And you're lying right now. Which one is it? Are you worth 120 million, or you still got billions even after Adidas dropped you? Which one is it? Which lie is the truth, Kanye?
But that doesn't change the fact that when you insult the Jewish people and say you're going DEFCON 3 on the Jewish people, that is as racist as anything you say you've been through and any pain that you've experienced. It's the same thing. Racism is racism.
100%, yeah.
And you know that, I think, don't you?
Rich is social justice warrior. I don't know if you're joking. If you're not joking, goodbye. If you are joking, fine.
Yeah, obviously, that's why.
You can't go by net worth. If you go by net worth, they say I'm worth like 5
I am
million.
thoroughly tickled.
They said one time they were saying a few million. Kylie Irving of the Brooklyn Nets just got herself in a scandal similar. There was this weird anti-Semite, and it keeps going because it's getting normalized by fucking freaks like him. It's getting normalized. Do you even think like 6 years ago there'd be a fucking interview like this with him saying, I'm not apologizing to all Jewish people because I don't want to? The fact that this interview even exists, not that it shouldn't, it should, because it gives a reflection as to what's going on right now. No, I'm not a millionaire. It's scary. Notice how he keeps ripping into Jewish, then claims he is also a Jew, that black people, because it's the like Milo Yiannopoulos did it. Oh, I can't be a fascist. I'm gay, and I like black cock. Literally, that's like something that he said. But he was a fascist, like he literally was, and I'm so glad he ruined himself by saying, "Oh yeah, a priest had sex with me when I was 15, and I loved it." Like what? Like that was like his fallback with Milo Yiannopoulos. He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gay and I like black dudes. So how can I be a fascist?" Yeah, you can be, and you were. Yeah, I can't be homophobic. I'm vegan. They all have their fallbacks. I'm not a Biden supporter. Oh my God.
I said it.
So you said it knowing it's racist?
Yes. I fought fire with fire.
Okay.
I'm not here to get hosed down.
At least.
And right there, his career should be done. He was being he just literally admitted he's being racist. You're done. That's it. You're a hateful, racist person. You're admitting to it. You're not apologizing for it. You are racist. Goodbye. It was your music was great back in the day. Now you're insane. You need to be in a institutional. You need to be institutionalized, inpatient mental health therapy. This man needs, like near straitjacket shit. You're done. You're over. You're finished. The through the wire Kanye died with his mother. You admitted it. You're racist, fighting fire with... Yeah, so instead of trying to do the opposite, accelerate the hate, cause more tension, cause more conflict. It's not like there's not enough tension now where there's people outside of my mall that are there every day with flags saying, fuck Biden, which I'm not a fan of Biden, but I voted for him because I wanted the lunatic out of office, but he's fucking useless too. Saying like the Great Reset... I filmed it. Let me, hold on. If I wasn't afraid of getting shot, I'd interview these people. Let me, upload this to You think I'm kidding. My Google Drive, and I'll show you. I'll show you. ReviewTechUSA footage. Save it here. Upload. And I'll show you. Now it's uploading. I'll give it a minute. Anyway, let's keep going.
So that's
It's a
honest.
different type of freedom fighter.
That's honest. All right. You were racist because you knew it was racist, but you decided to do that because people have been racist to you. Is that your position?
No, I'm not. First of all, I can't. What is the beginning? Read the whole tweet. I'm sure you have it in front of it. Somebody in your office has it. Get him a coffee and a Ye tweet.
What do you want to know? The whole tweet?
Oh, shit.
I want you to read it out loud, sir.
I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up, I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. The funny thing is I actually can't be anti-Semitic because black people are actually Jew. Also, you guys have toyed with me and tried to blackball anyone who opposes your agenda. That was the exact tweet.
I like reading that whole thing. I can't be anti-Semite. I love Jewish people. I work with Jewish people. Yo, watch this. Watch this. Some of my best friends are Jewish.
Right.
Yeah, that's what every racist says about, oh, some of my best friends are black. Some of my best friends... No, get out of here, dude.
So you know how that
How many
sounds.
times
I just said Milo Yiannopoulos used the same shit.
have you heard that statement?
Of course. Of course.
Wait. Have we ever heard that term before? But the funny thing is, they are. I work with Dove Charney.
Yeah. I can't be racist. My friend is black and Jewish. No, it's bullshit. You absolutely can be.
That got kicked out of his company, out of American Apparel. I work with this guy every day. He's like my twin. He's one of my favorite people in the planet. And we work through that. And we talk through it. And he says, Yay, why are you so mad? And I'm like, this is why I'm mad. This contract right here, what's going to happen before I'm done, we're going to open up all of the
Thank you, son of John. I appreciate that, dude. Genuinely, I do.
music industry contracts. All of the publishers.
All right, let me show you this shit. It's in my drive. I'll download it. Here, go to Google Drive. All right, download. Shouldn't take that long. Oh, it's from my own phone. It doesn't have a fucking virus.
Deals, all of the athlete deals, all of the acting deals, all of the mortgages, all of the deals.
But that's
where
fine. But yeah, that's all fine.
business people who we went at.
That's all fine. You can do all.
But
Of
it
course
has
you
to
can
start
do that.
somewhere.
Of course you can do all that. And when you do that,
has to start somewhere.
I hope you won't be judged as a black business person doing it all the time.
It's we got it here. Why is it? Oh, oops. No. Go away.
I'm sure these people are totally friendly with their fuck Biden flags. It would have a balanced political discussion with you. Keep in mind, these people out here.
I have no issue. Like, look, you could dislike Biden. I'm not a fan of Biden either. I don't give a fuck.
They even had a great replacement theory.
Great reset. I missed it.
Flag up. They are out here every day. I'm almost tempted to Channel 5 them and like ask them what like is going through their brains. Like this is what they do at this same spot.
Flag say with the freedom?
All day, every day. I am sure it would be
fuck socialism.
Be a treasure trove of commentary talking to these people. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll get a bulletproof vest first too, though.
Yeah, they have a great reset sign there. They're fucking crazy, dude. They're out of fucking control.
That people don't phrase it all the time by the color of your skin.
Daily occurrence here. This dude right around me who has like a great reset, fuck Biden, has like a Confederate flag on his pickup truck. It is bizarre times.
But by your business acumen, isn't that what you would...
And again, I voted for Biden because it's kind of, I think it was South Park actually. It's like, okay, would you like a diarrhea or a turd sandwich? Some along those lines. It's like Trump is fucking insane. I need out of the fever dream. We don't really have another option. I hate this two-party system, but here we go. You know? I almost wish, though, you want to hear something ironic as I say that for all the fucking people here who are MAGA and about to lose their mind. I almost wish Trump won the second term. Here's why. It would have been done with. There would have been no conspiracy theories about him losing. We would have suffered for another 4 years. Granted, maybe the whole earth would have came crumbling down. But it would have been over with. There would have been no big lie. Just limp through another 4 years and it would have been over. And then he would have jerked off to himself. I was the most amazing president. Let him. Good. Fine. So I kind of regret it. Not because I hate Trump. I despise Donald Trump. But I think him losing actually put us in a worse place. That's who I actually wanted, Bernie Sanders. So as I say that, and for all the people who are MAGA who are going to answer it, I actually kind of, I mean, I'm from New York anyway. We would have went blue anyway. But, yeah, I'm like, you know what? I kind of sort of wish Trump won again. Not because I like him. Can't stand him. He literally tried to become a fascist dictator. Like, January 6th happened. The video's out there. You can tell me that didn't happen either? But I think we would have been in a better place just dealing with him for another 4 years than where we are now. I think this is setting up a perfect storm for civil unrest like we haven't seen maybe since the Civil War. Where I don't think that would have happened if he just... And I think if COVID wasn't a thing, I think Trump would have got it. You know? So, yes, I did. I don't like Biden, but I can admit when he does good. The student debt relief, good. Marijuana rescheduling, good. Putting it to the Saudis, good. Did he really put it to the Saudis, though? Marijuana, like that, they're doing midterm shit right now. I don't trust the Democrats. I don't trust any of them. I don't trust Democrats. I don't trust Republicans. They're all snakes. Most of them, anyway. You can hate Biden, but I don't like him either. But the only place you can criticize him is from the left. You can't hate him, but like Trump. Trump tried to overturn democracy. He's done to me. But the thing is, like I said, I think there would have been less damage if he just had got his 2 fucking terms. It's out of my mind how Kim Kardashian well, dude, she's a clout chaser. The whole Kardashian family has made a multi-billion-dollar, but don't they own churches just to avoid taxes too? I'm pretty sure that's accurate. They're bad people. Speaking of Biden, I actually applied for a student loan forgiveness. I'm only doing 2 years of college, and I'm not political, so this is cool. So there you go. But the gas, here's the thing. Oh, God, with the gas prices. Because of what is going on with, like, the war in Ukraine, supply chain issues, if Trump was in office, that wouldn't have been different. I always find it funny when a new president comes into office, doesn't matter Republican or Democrat, and everyone's looking to blame them for things like that happened like a year or two of them being in office. It doesn't work like that. It's not like, oh, I'm going to cause gas prices to just skyrocket. That's not possible. But the thing is that most people who vote don't look into anything. It's just like, oh, wow, I don't like what's happening at the pump right now. Who's in office? A Democrat? Who's in office? Republican? I'm just going to vote for the opposite. And that's part of what leads us to disaster. And then the other part is that there's lunatics who think what he says makes sense, which most of this is just gibberish.
Like, isn't that what equality actually means?
Of course I'll be judged by that, because when people come into power, people get judged. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nobody that gets judged more than a straight white male.
He's literally the quartering. Solid Crusader, I didn't. He could literally be a brand new villain in a DC or Marvel comics known as DeathCon with the ability of and carry a space laser. Talking about Kanye? You seals, the problem is, though, is there's until money is taken out of politics, there's no chance of another party coming up. Lobbying needs to go.
The straight white male has the least amount of a platform to even speak. A straight white male can't say, my wife hurt me today.
I am thoroughly tickled.
Weren't you just the ones that saying that Jews were running everything and that's why you wanted to go DEFCON 3 on Jews? But now you're saying that the straight white man is oppressed? I bet you Black Bond likes him then. Tomorrow is my birthday and I turn 30. Play Oblivion. Can I get a congratulations and this is my life? Now, any advice that I could get going into my 30s? Yeah, life doesn't change. You're just older. Oh, man. Yes, you can get a congratulations.
Congratulations.
Where is the This Is Your Life? Did I get rid of it? I think I did, dude. Yeah, This Is Your Life now is gone. So I can give
Can I taste your nuts?
Because people will say, well, you're hurting women. A straight white male can't say, hey, a black employee didn't come in to work on time, because then people will say you're racist. A straight...
Yes, they can. Yes, they can. If they're not punching in, then they can prove it. Oh my God! In your honest opinion, what pays more, YouTube, stream, or I don't know yet. Well, streaming has become, if I like, my channel in terms of sub growth is stagnated again, but that's expected. It's how it goes, and then it'll go up again, and it'll stagnate again. Streaming has become more of a revenue stream for me than videos, because that's just how it is now. That's not just me.
White male can't speak on a homosexual person because they'll say you're homophobic. And
what are they saying, Kanye? Are they saying something homophobic? What are they saying? Yeah, wilding like a big taint.
And big taints.
And so I empathize with the position.
I empathize with homophobic people and racist people. Oh my God.
Of the straight white man.
He's making sure when this is all said and done with, he has zero chances of having a career.
And
you can criticize their actions. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Part of the reason why I empathize with that position is because...
What does their sexuality have to do with their actions? If they're coming into work late, it has nothing to do with their sexuality.
Because I know that I'm headed to that position. And what position that is? Top power position.
Okay.
That's the top power position where you get all the rocks thrown. And
okay.
that's the thing. I have friends, right?
I can't believe here's a guy who was once a billionaire, still has over $100 million in the bank, and he's trying to make it like he's a victim. Only in America can you have 120 plus million in the bank and still think you're a victim. Only here. I am not defending nobody here. It's real there and attack one young white kids and nobody is talking about that. I am mixed, father white, mother black, so color. Dude, I've seen reverse racism and racism. I used to live in Beacon. I saw both. Just racism sucks in general. But to say that, like, the white straight male is oppressed is always laughable to me. You could come with me. Like, I watched a video from Black Bond, and it's just gibberish, dude. Straight up gibberish.
That will like, you know, actually that's the reason why I'm going to be a good leader someday, because I'm really empathetic. But I call black people out on their stuff. I call white people out on their stuff, because we're all people. We're actually only one species. And in order to, whether it's my friends texting me like, bro, you got to get in the gym. You're looking chubby in the photo. You know, it's like we have to hold each other accountable to what's actually happening. And it.
But what? Okay, so they're saying you put on some weight. What does that have to do with being homophobic?
So much is based on you did that tweet wrong. So what I will say is, I feel.
Oh, I can put my shirt back on. Hold on. I just find it amazing. He literally came out and flat out said, "Oh, well, they're racist. I could be racist too." I'm not even paraphrasing. That's what he said. Oh man, he better make some smart investments, because he won't be able to get a job at fucking Macy's after this shit is done. What I like about you, Rich, you have an open mind to discuss even opposing ideas, or, yeah, I agree or disagree. Love you, Rich. Also, give me a fart, of course. Yeah, he wants to send a bald. Like, who says DEFCON 3 towards... And he admitted that it was a racist fucking tweet. It's unbelievable.
That my words demand more sensitivity for the frequency that I'm operating at, and and the amount of people that I'm communicating to. And I take that responsibility right now. But I will also say everything happens for a reason. Because if it had been perfectly worded in English, and because there's nothing whiter than English itself, right? I'm already not speaking in my mother tongue, right? So if I had perfectly worded it in the most sensitive way, then we wouldn't be here right now. Now we're opening up the conversation. Like I'm not allowed to say whether or not I'm running for office in 2024, but I'll tell you what, if the left, let's say the left would have.
All right, I can't think of his right name right now.
Never supported me anyway. And now.
Ben Shapiro. He always uses that, I call it the pepper word.
Now I've got to call to attention, I am who you should support. The left did not allow Trump to be president. They treated him like he wasn't even the president. So even then he won, he was losing half of the American people every day, and it divided the country. What I'm saying, whoever goes into all.
Losing people every day, if anything, he's fortified his base.
Office for British media, for American.
Your sister thought it was you? That's amazing.
Media, we must support our leaders and not just run this hyper negative. You know what I will, and black people hate when I apologize for this. When I see
all politicians are criticized, dude. Seriously?
People like John Legend and Chrissy Teigen talk down on the president. I'm like, wow, that kind of sounds like me. That kind of sounds like the telethon. I opened up this level of disrespect towards our leaders.
He's talking about when there was Hurricane Katrina, and he said that George Bush doesn't care about black people. And he's saying now, you should. This is what they're trying to do, not just him. They're using him as a useful idiot because he's nuts. Don't criticize your leaders, even though you should. That's how democracy stands, because you hold them accountable. That's your leader. Shut your mouth and let them do what they want. And if you say something, you will be punished for it. Oh boy, bipolar really must make you unreasonable hard to get through, because if I was him, I would be scrambling so hard to fix everything and take advice from people, but he's mentally ill and being used. His period is what. It is what it is.
And people were happy. And the left saw that and say, well, let's just have every celebrity do what Ye did at the telethon. So I take responsibility for that moment. And you know what? I just want to give every Jewish person a big hug. Also, I'm envious of the Jewish people.
He just, wait, hold on. Hold the fucking phone. I said a racist remark, and I hate Jewish people. So you said a racist remark towards Jewish people, but now you love Jew. He's out of his mind. Hi, Rich. I'm trying to stay with this one, but wow, Kanye is something else. On a side note, I'm almost under 300 pounds for the first time in 3 years. It's awesome, man. Congratulations. Good for you. He should take advice from my pet brownie, like your dog or a turd.
I'm envious of how they don't abort their children. I'm envious of how they don't shoot each other.
He's going into the pro-life shit.
Other in the streets and then rap about it. I'm envious of how their families stay together. I'm envious that they turn their phones off on Friday night and the family comes together. I'm envious of how they do the business together. And I want that for the darker Jews. I want that for the black people. I want that. We need that. God said we should remove the word want, right?
Okay.
We're going to have that.
Okay.
And this is the beginning of it.
But it seems to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems to me that you are acknowledging, as you've just acknowledged that it was wrong to say what you said about President Bush when he said he doesn't care about black people, and that may have encouraged all this disrespect towards presidents since. I think it's an interesting point you made. It does seem to me, Ye, talking to you, that even if it's hard for you to admit this, that you do regret the wording of that tweet which caused all the problems, and you wouldn't phrase it that way again. Am I right?
I would tell my dad that. My dad loved the White Lives Matter t-shirt because what audacity does a black man have to wear the exact same t-shirt that a white man could wear?
I don't even know. All right, so all lives matter. Why do they say Black Lives Matter? Now, you could go after the institution, and I don't know the all workings of the money, but the term itself, that's all we're talking about. Okay, I don't know about the organization in and of itself. The reason why there's Black Lives Matter, because black lives have been the minority, black lives have been oppressed, and, oh, Rich, that's not true. Oh, really? When the United States was founded, if you wanted to vote, what did you have to be? White, male, landowner. That's why people wear Black Lives Matter, and that's why when people say stupid shit like White Lives Matter or All Lives Matter, which they do, obvious shit is obvious, that it makes you a racist dick. This country was founded with racism built into its DNA, and it needs to die. So you wearing a White Lives Matter shirt makes you a fucking clown. And if you think I'm wrong about that, look it up. Put me to task. I don't care. I know it's right.
You know, and my dad was a Black Panther. I mean, we have a water purification center. You know, he's like the original Steve Jobs. Right. He's the educated version of me, right? And he liked both of those things, but he said, you know, Ye, he even calls me Ye now. He's like, Ye, you've got to be more.
Allegedly. You also have to, I mean, I'll look into it and maybe there's truth to it. What's pretty good? My editor's talking to me. Oh, because we're getting set up to do the HDR.
Sophisticated with your wording. And that wording, like I said, I'm a bit.
Yeah, and we took a long way to get here, and now we're trying to go in reverse. There was some white dude from the South that was being interviewed, and he was like, the interviewer was asking, do you think black people should still be enslaved? And he didn't want an answer. He didn't want to answer because he actually still thought they it's I don't know, man.
It's sleepy. and it lacked the sophistication needed to be the true conductor that I am, because it's the conductor's job to bring people together, and that was divisive, which is not who I want to be.
Right. So
so I'll tell you that. I'm not looking, and also let me put
sounds
out
like
right now.
So it sounds like you agree with me. Do you agree with me then?
I want to talk. Okay, let me say that I'm just thinking right now. What's on my heart is the idea for people who do actually have severe mental health issues.
Like you.
The word retarded for there's parents that have children who actually are mentally ill, and that word is really offensive to those people.
So
it's a gray area on that word, but I've stopped using it.
Why use it?
And just because I was feeling well, it's a couple reasons. Because people call me retarded. They treat me like I'm retarded. And so I embrace it. It's like you call somebody a so much, they say, I'm.
The toys are in the chat fighting, by the way.
Your shoulders, your shoulders, your shoulders, your shoulders.
What's up, sexy Coco?
Try to relax your anus.
You call somebody a bitch so much, they say, I'm a bitch. You call somebody a retarded so much, you say, I'm retarded. Like, I was exhausted, and I embraced the idea of having a serious mental health issue. But Noah also, but Moses was basically on speed when he was doing what he...
I'm face palming so much, I'm making my fucking forehead red. Did he just say Moses was on speed? Did he just... How? How do you know this? Is there any evidence of this? Rich, I still think the truly far-right people like the video that you showed are just insanely loud minority. Dude, there's like millions of people that believe in the QAnon bullshit. It's not, okay, it's not the majority, but there's still millions of them. Do you know how much damage millions of people can do? He is scrambled eggs cooking in kerosene. I like that. So yes, you are correct. He is not the majority, but the fact there are millions of people that believe in this shit, that's all you need. Moses caused the Adderall shortage.
He did.
Let me ask you, by the way, look, out of interest,
yeah.
How much sleep do you get a night?
I'm not here to talk about how much sleep I get.
Well,
I don't owe you that.
You've literally just been talking about...
How much sleep do you get a night?
I had about 5.5 hours last night, actually. Not very much. But you're the...
Nah, I need my... Especially working this weird ass where I work late at night doing this, I get about 9 hours. I have to. If I need to be, like, sprightly for this stuff and then do videos, which my job is easy. I don't want to make it like I'm pushing a boulder up a hill. But... to have a personality, I need my fucking sleep.
The one that's raised this issue,
and I probably had the same.
Right. My question is only
I probably
because
had the same, but
it's only because you've been talking about you don't believe you have a mental illness. You think it's lack of sleep. So I think it's an obvious question to ask. Well, how much sleep do you get?
Yeah, I've noticed, like, if I don't get enough sleep, it's not, oh, you're grumpy. Like, yeah, obviously, but like your whole mentality and outlook on stuff changes. Why do you have insomnia, Minxy? Well, don't talk to me about it here. Anyway. Yeah, like, that's the thing. All right, so I'm going to defend that dude that Jay was talking about, the ASMR dude. First off, I don't give a shit what you look like with ASMR. I don't care if you're a gorgeous woman. I don't care if you're that guy. I don't care if you're Ephemeral Rift. I don't care whoever you are. If I find your voice relaxing, there is some gorgeous woman with giant boobs who I watch her. Do I watch her for the boobs? Maybe. But... yeah, but, like, ASMR helps, and I don't care. Like that, I'm just bringing up my point from last night and get more into it because we were like on some weird comedy routine. Like ASMR to me, I just usually turn off the screen, don't even look at it 99% of the time and don't care. Imagine if he can't. Dude, even his whispering would be, his voice is like this.
Yes!
Could you imagine that man trying to relax you? Yeah, I admired him creatively too. Imagine DSP did ASMR. Please support my... I can't believe he says, please support my family. Yeah, it was like a comedy thing, but I'll keep watching that dude. I don't care. Because I'm not watching him for what he looks like. Imagine I did ASMR. Is anyone going to watch me for my sexiness? Look, I don't have a problem getting women, but I'm just saying, like, that's not what my intent. I'm sure there are plenty of dudes, because I see those. You know what kind of video? You know what ASMR videos I will never fuck with? They like carrying girlfriend videos. Those make me want to like my skin crawl. It's so weird. But like, I don't care what you look like, man. If you're making, like, a lot of times I watch, like, there's the ASMR nerd. That's cool too. Like, he just reviews tech and it's ASMR, you know, TSP ASMR. Yo, just showing some support. Your live streams are awesome to watch as I hide away from retail and have lunch. Keep being a legend. Where are you? What are you from, the States? Well, yeah, retail is all kinds of hours.
Yeah, are you constantly sleep deprived? Is that one of the reasons, perhaps sometimes, as you say, you feel sleepy and you shoot from the hip verbally and you say stuff that maybe when you're rested, you wouldn't say it the same way?
Pause. There are times I've lacked sleep and have been stoned as fuck and wouldn't have said, let's go DEFCON 3 on the Jews. Most of the time when I'm shit posting and putting up shirtless AI pictures of Keemstar, I'm high out of my mind. And never once he's like, you know what? I have a lot of marijuana in my system. Time to say something racist. I will cluck quietly in your ear and care for you. Why, thank you. That'd be bird ASMR. Imagine just like... Imagine you caught me sleeping and I was just listening to this. Isn't that relaxing? I'm relaxed. I'm going DEFCON 3 on the birds. Fuck, that's loud. DSP making ASMR would be, he'd snort into his... Oh, he would fuck up and just give up on it. Yeah, yawns. I'm so tired. Guess it's time to use the N-word. Yeah, like, what is it, dude? I have been stoned out of my mind shit posting on Twitter. And I have never, ever once gone, you know what? It's time to say something racist. I could just blame it on the weed. Like, what the fuck? Get out of here. Get out of here. Why is your anus too tight, Stephanie Ray? It's weird. So, it's weird. I just woke up from a deep sleep yesterday. He was, dude, yeah, I feel like it's like what happened to 2004 Kanye. It's sad, man. He's like, yeah, he is a musically gifted dude, but when I heard Through the Wire back in the day and ran out to buy his album because I thought it was one of the most amazing hip-hop songs I ever heard, if you told me that he would turn it to this, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, I do have said some crazy shit. I nuked my whole Twitter one day when I was pissed off at YouTube. And I'm just like, you know what? I don't want to give him any excuses to do, even though I didn't have anything there. Because I assure you, I deleted all my tweets. Don't you think if there were gotcha moments that someone would have found something? But I was just pissed off. I was almost tempted to just shut down literally delete my Twitter and just say fuck it. Because I was just so burnt out on any social media after that whole Quantum TV shit. That was around the time I did it. But yeah, it's never like I'll be like, hey, I'm really high. I'll just blame saying something racist or anti-Semitic on me being under the influence of something. Dude, I still know what I'm saying no matter how high I am. Get out of here, man. I work 12 hours, 7 days. Yeah, I'm not really sure where Pierce is going with this. Like, so you're tired, so that doesn't make him accountable for his actions? Like, what does that fucking mean? It doesn't make sense, dude. It's not like, it's almost like he's trying to softball. Pierce just announced he's interviewing DSP tomorrow. Could you imagine? All right, I gotta go piss. Support Phil. Support my birds. I'll be right back.
Breasts.
Brunel stars in the breasts of a man. Why do people like my farts? I don't know, beautiful Angel Blossom. That's an interesting thing.
Would that be fair?
Tell me what's... Okay, no, it's not fair, because what's more important, the pain and the truth of what I'm talking about and what led me to that tweet, or the tweet itself?
I think both can be true.
Because
the problem you have is, I think you've acknowledged...
You have one tweet,
I think you've acknowledged that the wording of the tweet was offensive.
Years.
Yes, I understand, but you know the damage it caused, and I think...
I understand that was offensive.
And I think that you have accepted
the damage
you probably shouldn't have phrased it that way. You as a white person are so stuck on the idea that what I said was offensive, which is a very Karen approach. You're not sticking on the fact.
Very Karen. Oh man, they literally did the quartering write all these talking points for him? Dude, you said you were going DEFCON 3 on the Jews and admitted you said it to be racist, and you're not apologizing for it. Stop! You are the Karen. You're a racist Karen.
You have not unpacked what happened with those contracts. I've said that, but you didn't ask me another question about it. That means there's an agenda.
Absolutely not.
Inside of your platform.
I have repeatedly said to you that I'm sure I do not disbelieve that you've had contract business issues with various managers, accountants, and so on. My argument is that when you do it,
or other me's.
I'm sure many other artists in the music business. Yeah, of course.
You're you know why you're sure? Because you don't care to do the research because it doesn't affect you.
No, it's because you said.
Have you done any research?
No.
You said it. What does he have to research?
Yeah, let me explain to you. I'm not doubting what you're saying.
You don't care.
I do.
Carlos is beheaded. Ricardo is MIA. I think you have gone DEFCON 3 in the birds. I do agree. Yeah, I work 12 hours, 7 days a week and never became a Nazi. Seriously. I watch your streams because I truly believe I have a chance with you, Rich. 2 more years left in the record, then I can watch your streams full time. Thank you, Cypress.
You don't care about me. You don't care about my people. I care about me. I care about my people. So it's for me to stand up. And God forbid.
How are you going from Piers Morgan talking about your racist tweet, anti-Semitic tweet that you admitted out of your own mouth was anti-Semitic, and you said you want to fight fire? Oh, they could be racist. I'll be racist too. Because that helps. Why are you making? What did Piers Morgan do wrong? Again, he just read your tweet that you admitted was racist and anti-Semitic.
I step on someone's toes while I'm at it.
It's not someone's toes. You stepped on the entire Jewish people's toes with a very deeply inflammatory tweet, which I think you've now accepted. You shouldn't have phrased that way. It's taken a bit of time to get there, but I think you have accepted that, right?
Have you accepted that you've put
oh, another whataboutism? Here we go.
No effort into understanding how I got there.
I don't think.
It doesn't matter how you got there. Why did you lump the entire Jewish community together?
Honestly,
10 years from now.
Honestly, I don't think there is any.
You're going to apologize to me about this interview.
I'm not.
You're going to apologize to me about this interview within the next 10 years.
No, I'm not. Because here's the thing.
Absolutely not. You, Candace Owens, hate to put Steven Crowder, the quartering, all you fucking, well, you're insane. All you fucking right-wing grifters, you are on the wrong side of history, and you will be considered the biggest clowns of all time. We still have a ways to go before that happens, and we're going to go through some dark times before it happens, but once the dust is cleared and everyone comes back to their senses, hope it's worth it.
Mark my words.
I don't doubt you've had.
It's very one-sided.
No, it's not.
It's very white-sided.
Oh, come
it's
on,
very one-sided.
How the hell did you bite yourself?
It's very like.
It's not white-sided. I'm not.
There's nothing white-sided or one-sided about it. You admitted. You just said it. I could see if you were like, no, it wasn't racist, and you're like trying to bounce or. You said it to be racist, but fight fire with fire. Am I? Is the weed making me hear things that I didn't hear? Yeah, louder with Crowder, of course. The guy who wears a gun holster with no gun in it for fucking reasons.
Doubting you've had business issues. I'm saying the way to respond to that is not to go public to millions of people and say you're going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people.
Millions of people. Right. Millions of people have had DEFCON 3 on their contracts.
Right. You didn't say that.
You didn't say that. And said, millions of people. Well, I open it up.
Yes, we're getting through this entire interview tonight. So buckle up.
I didn't, but now I'm saying it now, sir.
Okay, so now what I think you should say, I think you should say to the Jewish...
Minxy, you're saying I'm right, but yes, the marijuana is now kicked in. I don't even remember what the fuck I said, but thank you for saying I'm right. Oh, no, about all the grifters, I remember. Yeah, fuck the grifters.
People, I'm sorry for the offensive language I used in that tweet. I wouldn't do that again. This is what I really meant. I think people would respect you if you said that. I don't know why you can't just say that.
You know when I'll say it? When I sit down with the people who write out the contracts for the NBA and for the NFL.
But what the fuck does that have to do with taking every single Jewish person and saying you're going DEFCON 3 of them? What DEFCON 3 on them? About the people that are at the grocery store, like I use that example, I'll use it again, that are just working a 9-to-5, normal people. Why are you okay, you met some Jewish business executives you had problems with. So that's an entire that allows you to make anti-Semitic remarks. I've met black people that simply didn't like me because I was white. Did I become racist because of that? Fuck no. That's just them. That's individuals.
And for professional music and for acting contracts. We need to go to the top lawyers, the top execs, the owners of the stadiums, the owners of the football teams, and the owners of the record labels. And we're going to...
So why didn't you specifically call them out? Not even by name. Why did you say DEFCON 3 on Jews? Why are...
Put them all in one room.
And he's like, not even... What are we at? It's not even quadrupling down. It's like, he's... What is a dozen down? I don't even know what the fucking word would be.
And we're going to read every Let's go top 10 in each one of these categories, right? Let's read Michael B. Jordan's
but why would any of that?
Let's
Okay,
read
but
Aaron
why would
Donald's
any of that? Why would any of that?
Bro, I ain't finished. I ain't finished my sentence.
Nothing you're saying has anything to do with regret.
Hey, boy.
Don't call me boy.
Yeah, don't fuck Med. You called me boy.
Don't finish. I told you. Oh, don't treat me like a boy then. I'm going to finish my sentence of my idea.
Nothing you're saying has got anything to do with the tweet.
Cool. Bro, I was in the middle of a sentence, boy. Okay, so are you going to
fucking call me boy?
Allow me to...
It's what you get slapped by me. Allegedly. Only person who could call me boy is my mom. Outside of that, you try to sit down, boy, and listen. Oh, okay. Here's me not listening.
Finish my sentence?
Oh, yeah, and Kratos can say boy. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yes. If you then answer my question.
Okay, so I'm going to tell people.
Look, I don't agree with Piers Morgan. I know he's been an entitled child himself before, but he is a good interviewer. Can we admit that? He holds the line.
When I would apologize for the tweet, this is what has to happen first. I need all of the...
No, your tweet was wrong. You made it about all Jewish people. It was anti-Semitic. You admitted it. There's nothing... Don't make whataboutisms and excuses, because I hate when people do that to me on Twitter. You're done. You're wrong. You said it. You admitted it was anti-Semitic. Don't go, well, because I had a chicken sandwich, and, you know, I think I had to have, it was kind of maybe a little off, so I had explosive diarrhea in a public bathroom. But there was also this guy next to me. I think he was Jewish, and he also had explosive diarrhea. I forgot what my point was, but... You're going to say that all Jewish people are going to have explosive diarrhea? I don't even know. Fuck it. You get what I'm saying, though. Like, he's just making up shit. He's just making up shit. Dude, it's about your tweet that you admitted that you're racist about. That you said you're anti-Semitic. But what about this? But what about that? I don't care. It's about what you said. Hold yourself accountable. It's like a bank robber going, oh, yeah, well, sir, we have the evidence and cameras that you robbed this bank. Oh, yeah, well, that person murdered 20 people. So that means you should just get off because you held up a bank at gunpoint? No! Holy shit. Fuck you and the horse you... Boy, you're the fucking boy here, dude.
Top executives... in Hollywood, I need the top executives at the NBA and at the NFL. We'll do those two sports specifically. And I want the top executive.
Got to watch the analogies I use when I'm stoned, because sometimes if it's like a complex analogy, I'll forget the analogy mid-analogy. Why do you keep sneezing?
Music, dealing with publishing, dealing with like Spotify and Apple Music and...
He thinks like the average, like, do you think the guy that's going to work at a grocery store, you know, oh man, my publishing deal, like he thinks that everyone in the world is like, he is delusional.
And Universal Music and all the top exec, let's do like.
Well, no, we figured it out before. He has cum all over his jacket because he's too busy jerking off to himself and his wealth. That went from 120 million to now I'm a billionaire to... Like, it's like he switched it back to billionaire to try to belittle Piers Morgan, and he forgot that he admitted, like, before that, yeah, you lost a lot of money, but he's still worth over 100 million. He said that in the beginning, like 120, I think he said. But then it was when he was trying to talk down to Piers Morgan, then he went up to $1 billion. I'm worth billions. Which one is it, Donald Trump?
Like 5 top execs there. And I want to look at the top 10 earners in each one of those fields, contracts openly. We want to compare and contrast the contracts. And then once we open that conversation, and we need to do it on a platform live, with lawyers asking questions, and we'll have the top lawyers.
Is the My Pillow guy going to be there? I have the data packets. He's probably smoking crack again at this point. He was crying because Walmart won't sell his pillows anymore. And the funny thing is that they may have just stopped selling them because no one was buying them.
Like a Johnny Cochran, Robert Kardashian level legal team, you know, looking at all of these contracts together. After that moment happens, then I will say, I'm sorry.
He's a piece of shit. For me to say I'm sorry for lumping in, admitting that it was an anti-Semitic remark, lumping every single Jewish people because you had some bad interactions with some business people that just so happen to be Jewish. I can't. All right, yeah, I'm going to let you finish, but Chris Chan is the best person with the God complex of all time. I agree with that one. There's no one that could touch Chris Chan. It's sad how it ended, but yeah, his God complex was legendary, and hers still is. Like the letters that she's writing now, interdimensional. I can't even I would love. They're fascinating, the letters that she's writing, but I don't understand. I know enough about Chris Chan lore, but that shit, first off, it's just like a manifesto that makes no sense even to people who are like diehards of the Chris Chan lore. I'm not a diehard. I know a decent amount. I can't fuck with those videos. People are reading like 40-page letters that she wrote. And I'm just like, I have no idea what's going on. Chris Chan, she doesn't even know what's going on. I can't sit through this.
Okay, if that's your position.
Interview adjourned. Love you.
What?
Okay, that's the end of the interview. I mean, I just get the feeling from you that you're obviously a complex character.
Wait, is this other? Like, what happened? Obviously, there's like 45 minutes left of this shit.
Brilliant in many ways, fascinating, like I say, compelling. You have a huge appeal to millions of people around the world. It just seems to me that occasionally your mouth gets you into trouble, and that perhaps on reflection, sometimes you look back and wish you hadn't said things. Is that accurate?
Nah, not really. Because the things I say are on behalf of God. Like,
God, should I say that I should go DEFCON 3 on the Jews? Why, yes, my son.
it's not always godly because I'm a man, but God is definitely using me. You're
Nah, dude, you're Coke and powdered donuts.
Catholic faith?
I am,
What's
yes.
your background?
I am
What's your
Catholic.
religious?
Catholic, yeah.
Well, we're working for God here. And it's just like with black people now with entertainment, we're coming into wealth, but all the other, black people with anywhere near my amount of wealth would never cross the lines of, taboos inside of the media that I would, that actually we used to in rap. All these words, we used to say these, so it's all these like words that are being removed from our vocabulary, words that evoke emotion. Don't you feel like the salt is being taken out of our food? Look at Dune. The people who control the salt controlled all the money. And people are trying to control the salt, and it's salt in our language. That's why I will not apologize for having a bit of salt in my words. I will say, hey.
I don't even. But dude, you said yourself that it was anti-Semitic and racist, and you were fighting fire with fire.
This can be improved.
Don't make it like, oh, I'm just using eloquent, peppered words. I'm adding salt and flavor to my food. Yeah, and it should be spice and seasoning, not salt. You're not Phil. You're not Philip Burnell.
La 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 la. They're racists. They're literally gaming racists.
There was no reason to hit that. It's just I haven't heard it in a while, and I enjoy it.
But it's like, hey, look, I'm going to update. You're looking at the God's iPhone 100. We are God's iPhone, right? If you think about it, we're his favorite creation. We were made in his image. And we need updates. And society, capitalism, media, and thought police have been stopping us from our updates. We have to have a thought, and then we have to actualize it. I like the word.
I'm not saying there isn't thought policing. I kind of agree with that.
Actualize better than execute, because execute's a negative word. We discussed this. We have to actualize. There's
iPhone made with science, made with technology.
So many. Think about, for a homosexual kid, age 12 at school, not wanting to say out loud how he felt, or feeling like if he said how he felt, he would get bullied. Or what if he said how he felt? And
what does someone coming out about their sexuality have to do with you saying that I should be allowed to say anti-Semitic things? They are not the same. This is an awful analogy, and you're an awful person for using this analogy, and you're insane.
And then somebody said, you said the way you felt and what your experience was in the wrong way. Now you need to apologize. We're fine.
I can't. They're not the same. So you're coming out of the anti-Semitic closet?
Congratulations.
That you felt that way, but you need to apologize for the way you said it. But just having the courage to do it in the first place would be, that's the thing that needs to be given credit. Like, yeah, you know what? We'll say in these past 2 weeks, I made a big splash. Because the first time you dive in the deep end, you're not going to look like an Olympic swimmer. But we're going to have to learn how to swim. And I've dived in the deep end.
Okay.
You dive into the anti-Semitic pool. Oh, good for you.
I think I understand what you're saying. Let me ask you about your family. Yeah, lots of speculation, of course, constantly.
If you understand what I'm saying, could you translate what I'm saying?
Yes.
I want you to translate what I said.
Yes, I'll translate it. You are trying to say that a kid who has feelings towards the same sex and coming out and saying it, you're comparing to you saying something anti-Semitic to that, and how they're they're not the same. That's not the same.
I know what.
And then let's move on to the next question.
Okay. Let me attempt to translate.
What did I mean by that?
I think what she meant was that you are not afraid to ruffle feathers. You're not afraid to cause trouble where you feel it's justified. You're not afraid to call people out who you think deserve to be called out. But then occasionally, you've expressed yourself in a way that perhaps hasn't quite hit the right mark, and that you are work in progress, as indeed we all are, and that you could phrase things better, which would cause less offence to a wider number of people, when in fact the target of your anger may be much more specific. That would be my interpretation of what you've just said.
Do you think that we can move forward as a civilization without there being any offense? Because one person's truth can be the other person's lie.
I think it entirely depends.
It's like,
I think
it depends on what. Yeah, how is saying something anti-Semitic, admitting it's anti-Semitic, and admitting it was meant to be racist, and you're fighting fire with fire? How does that move society forward, Kanye? That puts society back. that set society back, excuse me. How is that pushing society forward? Fuck off.
Entirely depends. Honestly, look, part of me wants to say yes to that, but I do think there is a line, and we should all be mindful of the line. And the line to me is I don't think any form of racism or perceived racism should ever be tolerated. I don't think that is free speech. It's just hate speech. And I think one of the problems with what you said about the Jewish people was the more generic way that you phrased that sentence. People didn't understand you were talking about specific business people you'd had a problem with. They thought you genuinely meant you were going DEFCON 3 on all Jewish people. And they took that to be a blatant form of anti-Semitism. I think you've explained in this interview that was not your intention at all, which is good.
I didn't hear that. I heard that he said it was anti-Semitic out of his own mouth. I heard him say he wanted to fight fire with fire. Where are you hearing that, Pierce? I fucking didn't hear that unless I missed something.
But I think if you're asking me to interpret what you've just said yourself, that would be my interpretation. That, you know, you're work in progress, and sometimes you say stuff which doesn't quite get over what you're really meaning.
Elvis, I think I missed your super. I just peed in my base. Rich, you should check out Anomaly's channel. He has different. Anyway, thanks for helping me get through my tour in Japan. You're very welcome. What is the Patrick? You're very welcome. 10K subs bring Ralph on stream. No, thank you.
But what I really mean is, I don't want it to be settled. I don't want to be forgiven by Jewish people until we get to what the problem really is. I don't want, like Elon, he got on Twitter, he said, I talked to Ye, he took it to heart. And I liked my boy standing up for me, but I was like, but the fight isn't done though. Everybody, white media, left media, they just want to squash the fight. They want to keep the pain of George Floyd going, right? But they don't want the pain of our representatives.
What did Elon Musk say to you about the tweet, out of interest?
It's vague to me right now. I don't want to misquote him.
What was the general?
It's vague to me.
What was the general point of what he was saying?
It's vague to me. It's truly vague to me. I'm an honest person. I tell you what it was. But I keep on saying it's just always about this tweet. It's so much more. If you look back at this interview,
you've said a lot of other stuff than just that tweet. Don't make it like it's just about that tweet. But you just admitted that tweet here was racist. You said it out of your own mouth. Anti-Semitic, excuse me. Still horrible.
Interview, and it's like a direction arrow. It's more in the direction of fixing the statement than fixing the problem.
I think both
and that's my problem.
I understand, but I would say to that I think they're two different things, and you can fix both actually. And I accept that part of what you were trying to do and the point you were trying to make, I completely understand it because you've explained it in more detail. On Elon Musk, there is a suggestion that when he gets control of Twitter, which seems likely now, that he will...
He has gotten control. This is past tense.
Bring you back. He'll bring Donald Trump back. Do you think that would be right?
It would be lit.
Do you think it's wrong that you and Trump have been banned from these platforms?
Absolutely. I was talking to Trump a couple days ago, and he was like, I'm not going to do his voice, right? But he was saying... I had 277 million followers, and the next day I had nothing. And that related to, Mark Zuckerberg, Meta. Mark Zuckerberg thinks he is the government. These tech companies feel they're more powerful than the U.S. government to the point of actually kicking the actual president of the United States off of an American social media platform.
Okay, I agree with him, but I'm going to cut him off there. Yeah, I don't think that it should be a bunch of CEOs being the arbiter of what could be said and not said. But when you have someone like the president, even with Trump-appointed judges throwing out cases saying there was no election fraud, and he's still putting that up there and putting out the misinformation. Look, I get it. I kind of said it did. If anything, it fortified Trump's base, him getting kicked off. But where's the line then? Like, you should be allowed to say anti-Semitic things, and that's okay. You should be allowed to say the election was stolen when you didn't win a single fucking case because there was zero evidence, even with judges that Trump appointed, like I just said. Come on, man. Like, this is getting crazy.
This is the world we live in.
Yeah, it made the problem worse. But, and I even said, like, yeah, it just made the problem worse. Same with Alex Jones. But there should be no rules then? Like, what do you do?
And I would say, I agree with you, and I'll tell you why. I think it's completely inconsistent that companies like Facebook and Twitter allow people like the Ayatollah of Iran, for example, to remain on the platform.
That is true.
Taliban people to be on the platform, but they don't allow an American president. That seems to me completely ludicrous.
Yes, and this is part of the 100-year plan that they have books on about, China's takeover of America after losing the Industrial Revolution. Now, let's talk about business people. We won't refer to their race. And by the way, I'll tell you, as a Jew person, a person that has a lot of Jewish friends, it's not a race, it's a people.
Right.
And every Jewish homeboy I know is gonna be like, yo, yeah, that's right. So, but it's hard to attract. It's hard to influence patriotism on capitalists, and it's a responsibility for us as Americans to retake our power in media, to retake our power in our schools, to retake our power in our farms, to retake our power in our medicine, in our hospitals, to revitalize the country, because America invented rock and roll at the end of the day. We have.
Well, we'll see if we get there, man. I'm sure we will eventually get to 2,000 subs, but we'll see when we get there.
The inventions. America created Apple. You understand? Like, we created the platforms that the world runs on.
Thank you,
now,
Redemption.
And we've allowed the business people in these companies to sell us, and whatever the term is, sell them in a handbag, whatever it is, for cheap. And Americans are God-fearing, for the most part, God-fearing Christian people, and we're not cheap, and we can't be sold for cheap. And we're here to stand up and say, you got to honor who we are, our families. You got to honor our God, Jesus Christ. So,
yeah, separation of church and state there, champ. There's a reason for it.
Next subject.
Can I ask you something? Let me ask you something else here. I want to ask you about your family.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned families there. A lot of stuff has been written about you and your family. A lot of it fueled by you, by Kim, by others. Where are things now with your family? What is your relationship like with Kim, with your kids?
Kim has Zionist media handlers.
Oh no, he's pulling out all the conservative stops
surrounding her, all in and out her Hulu TV show, all in and out her family, all in or out the house that I created for my family. But God is alive, the devil is a defeated foe, and Kim is a Christian woman. And she's not here just to have content up on adult channels. She's not here just to have that last Interview magazine cover. If you look at the two Interview magazine covers, look at the one when I was there and look at the one when I'm not there. And that's the reason why this Tuskegee experiment of such that's happened to the black community, where they took the fathers out of the home and the leaders out of the community and have torn apart the community. Now they've seen that's worked, and they're doing that to America. They're attempting, they're trying.
I mean, that
it's
the interview magazine cover you're talking about, I think, is the one where she was basically semi-naked in front of the American flag. And I thought that was pretty distasteful, actually. It was about the American dream, and I thought, well, if that's the American dream, we're all screwed. I mean, in America.
And I agree with that. And I didn't feel the platform to voice my opinion because I wanna. It's always like, hey, this is your kid's.
Yeah, of course. I'm sure he was told to bring up talking points too. It's a train wreck, man.
Mother, but it's time where the leaders, like, I'm still the priest of that home, Chris. I'm still the priest of that home.
The priest of that home. No wonder he got divorced. Not that she's a prize either.
They want to make it this matriarch society, all that, and but I am the priest of this home, and God is alive. I am the living Robert Kardashian. And I'm going to stand up for what God would want as a Christian. And then people say as a Christian, oh, you're not supposed to curse. You're not supposed to have righteous indignation. But I do. Christians had swords also. Christians got guns. I tell you that.
Yeah, there was also the Crusades too, which was really a fucking ruse to just conquer more lands and take, we're looking to spread religion. Just like the United States now is looking to spread democracy. It just so happens where there's oil is the only places they care about spreading democracy. Jesus, man.
So,
but do you talk to Kim?
I
mean, there have been reports, that you and Kim don't really talk at the moment. She's distancing herself from you because of the stuff you've been saying must get in controversy. Is that true?
I mean, John Legend is distancing himself from me and buying more Christmas sweaters in the middle of spring also. So I'm not saying that, they're making the right decisions.
No, they're definitely making the right decisions, dude. They're making 110% the right decisions.
Being influenced, but I guarantee you what's not finna happen, we not finna see her in one of them John Legend Christmas sweaters no time soon.
But do you talk to her? Are you still in touch with each other?
Wait a second, don't you think it's like funny to like make a joke out of stuff sometimes? Don't you think like God has a sense of humor?
Of course.
But your joke isn't funny. It has nothing to do with like, oh God, I knew someone just like him. Like if you didn't laugh, they would get pissed off. Your joke is a dud. It's not that he doesn't have a sense of humor. He just doesn't like your humor because it's fucking corny. There's people that don't like my humor. Am I going to be like, don't you have a sense of humor? No, they just don't like mine. Wow.
God, when I got married, I bought this house. I what I'm saying? I did.
Yeah, solid Crusader. You're right. Religion is dangerous, man.
This tour and spent all the money I had on this house to surprise Kim and give her this house that she wanted, that Lisa Marie Presley used to own. And
is he flexing the house that he bought her? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. All right, Tommy Tellerico, continue.
And then I got the house, and then I put all this money into renovation, and then
there
goes
know,
the
but
neighborhood.
We're getting through it.
Drake moves down the street 5 blocks, and that's when I knew God was funny. But watch, this is where God is even funnier. Here goes Louis C.K. Part 2 level, because Louis C.K. is the funniest man alive. Uncancel him now, right? So and he was funnier before he's canceled because all he would do is type of jokes that you'd get canceled on, right? So,
I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about now.
And, outside of Crenshaw, in an opportunity zone, and this office, 57,000 square foot office, is the one that Tucker Carlson came to visit me at. And I look out the window, and whose office is being built, a brand new one? The Skims office. It's who's writing this stuff? You know what I'm saying? God is funny. So that's the thing. We always got to be we got to be funny. We got to have a sense of humor,
But yeah, let me ask you.
There's a lot. Yeah.
But are you sad that you're getting divorced? Are you sad the relationship came to an end?
That happened 2 years. We got the divorce 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're
are you actually?
We've been got divorced. What are you talking?
Yeah. I mean, let me rephrase that. Are you sad that you're no longer together? That you're divorced?
We'll always be together.
No, it's not drugs. It's not drugs.
She dresses exactly like me. What do you mean? Like, my kids are me. You know, there's no person that you'll ever get with that will influence her more than God and then her priest on earth, which was me. You know, whether it's the...
What? What is that even? You're the priest on earth, which is you? That doesn't even make sense. He's out of his... Like, he's just rambling now. He's just fucking rambling. He is her priest on earth? I mean, I knew they were going to get divorced anyway, but no wonder she ran for the fucking hills.
The Skims clothing line, the designers, the architects, all those people.
I'd love to get her take on this. See if... Yes, he's my priest on earth. Also, he could go fuck himself. Yeah, oh, that one hurt. Yeah. Yeah, it just smashed JT, and he has nothing but a bunch of yes people around him. It kind of sounds like someone named Tommy that we, yeah.
Gaming racist.
A lot of money, a lot of yes men. I mean, I'm hearing Tommy doesn't have a lot of money anymore now. So the thing is, he's insane, but everyone's afraid to tell him he's insane. He could also make repercussions happen to people because of his wealth, his still wealth and power. So he has a bunch of yes men around him. Like someone else I just mentioned.
You got the Clintons, the left, utilizing what we built together to try to use her as an influence.
Oh, he brought up Hillary. He brought up Hillary. Yo, bring up, which I hate Hillary Clinton, so don't worry. Like, you know what's amazing to me is that Trump went after her for those fucking emails, which actually worked. Remember what? And you know what was the final nail in the coffin for Hillary? Was when the FBI said we're reopening the investigation, and it was a nothing burger. I think that's what put her over the edge for losing 2016. But the irony of him literally taking classified documents and bringing them to his house like it was just a porn magazine to read. But he was called Corrupt Hillary, which I agree. But Donald Trump, you are corrupt too. And that ain't a whataboutism because I ain't defending Hillary. But Jesus, again, it's like, oh yeah, you robbed a bank, but dude, you killed 20 people. Yeah, but I just robbed a bank, so it's okay. I shouldn't have to go to jail.
It's for the black culture and the word culture in general for the next elections.
Oh yeah, he was fascist. Remember, he said he was like, as soon as he got in office, he was going to lock her up. Which, gee, that didn't happen.
They need those 300 million.
If I was in office, you'd be in jail.
Followers from Kylie and Kim on their side going into their election as they push trauma culture to the black people again, as they claim anything, any of my questions of business dealings to be anti-Semitic comments.
But it wasn't, you said DEFCON 3 on Jewish people, not DEFCON 3 on this Jewish guy you know who's the CEO of a company. All Jewish people. The Jewish grandma that's innocent that's making meatloaf tonight. What the fuck does she have to do with anything? That was the problem with your tweet, you idiot. I find interesting that Hillary ran a Medicare for all, and then it was her idea in the 90s. Yeah, and then she wouldn't have made Medicare for all now, though. She wouldn't have changed. It would still be private health care in the States. She's a fucking liar.
And push, Kim to, as a billionaire mother of a lawyer and a mother of 4 Jew black children, to do covers like Interview. And that's what happens when they take the dads out the home. And that's what they've been doing in the hood. They take the fathers and the leaders out of the homes. And if we keep on allowing this to happen and we don't have some level of a decency clause inside of our media, on what everyone sees. Like when I was young and I would go to the video store, if I wanted to go into the adult section, it was a curtain. It was a person sitting there watching, making sure that kids didn't go in. If the kids went into that section, there was a video.
I have no idea what the fuck this has to do with anything. First off, I remember those places from the like 80s and 90s, Kanye. I've never been in a single one where they have someone there like a guard. Like they're paying someone just to sit there and make sure some 14-year-old isn't looking at porn. What does this have to do with anything anyway?
Camera. And they would have, you'd be escorted out of that section. Now that section is forced through TikTok. That section is subverted and kind of mixed with the drink inside of music directed at children.
So what do you want us to do? Not have streaming services and go back to VHS tapes where the porn section was separate? Like what do you, like
inside of content through Disney, on Hulu, which is Disney also, and in so many branded commercials.
Oh, he's going to go into get woke, go broke shit in 3, 2, 1.
Confuse children and to sexualize our children way too early before they can even make their own decisions about their life.
Or the parents can be parents and make sure the kids, I don't know.
Look, you make some very interesting points. Again, just to clarify one thing, though, you are actually divorced, are you? Because my understanding was that you weren't actually divorced yet.
You know, I ask God the same question some mornings. Am I
God, the same. What does the paperwork? What did the judge say? You know what? I ask God every day if I should take a shit. No, I have a turd in my ass. I'm just going to shit. What is the pay? It's just what's there. I broke up with my... What did God say? No, you're broken up. Holy shit.
Divorced, God? Am I divorced? Because I might be divorced on paper, but I'm not divorced of the idea of being the protector of not only this person.
You're not in a relationship with her anymore. You're not married. The divorce papers went through. I don't care if you think you're her priest. I don't care if you think you're her pope. I don't care if you think you are Jesus Christ himself. Did you get divorced? Was there a judge? Did you sign paperwork? Then you're divorced. God will tell you that you're divorced too. Is he narcissistic? Am I fat? There's your answer.
Who is so influential. Imagine Kim making all of her decisions that she does publicly. You know, grown folks' business is grown folks' business. Never know what could happen with a little sippy or whatever. But, you know.
Little sippy.
All the decisions that she makes publicly being based on an audience of one. And Pierce, what audience do you think I'm saying that is?
Well, you.
No, not me.
No, he's saying the evil Jewish person that's controlling Kim. That's what he's going to say.
For us as Christians, right? Who is our audience? We have an audience of one.
Well, you mean God?
God. So.
Oh, okay. He's going with God.
Picture this world, envision this world. Here's another one. This is past my whole.
Why is there jizz on his jacket? Because he was jerking off to himself, like I said.
This is past what I'm saying about having the heads of the football teams and the basketball teams and the music industry opening up their contracts the way I do, right? Picture the most influential woman on the planet, which is Kim Kardashian, right?
Why am I rubbing
And
my
I got
beard
this one
against the
thing
mic?
I want to definitely say in the interview. Picture the most influential person on the planet, the most influential woman on the planet, performing in public only for that audience of one, for God. Imagine the overwhelmingly positive effect that will have on the planet. And
I don't even
mark
understand
these
what you're
words.
saying,
It will
but I'm getting
happen
through
someday.
this.
Okay.
And I had this thing. I had this, like, you know, of course I'm divorced.
So one woman is going to perform for God and entertain him, and it's going to be beautiful, and there's going to be peacocks eating corn, and Bill Gates is going to fly down in a hang glider and cook me a steak. What the fuck are you talking about? This is a fucking word salad. I gotta piss. Be right back.
Hand jobs all around.
Yeah, I'm gonna be pause birds, Gathering Hall Live. I'm gonna be on both different flavors. Tomorrow on Twitch with my editor, we're looking at the Darrell Brooks trial because, oh fuck. Brace yourselves. I'll be right back.
Your shoulders.
No. Hey, you know what? You're just getting birds because birds are like ASMR. Bird ASMR. Sorry, I was talking to my brother. Fuck off, birds. He's going to be here on Twitch because we hit a sub milestone. Thanksgiving Eve, you're going to be...
Oh, we'll play games. We can definitely play games.
My kids are going to be here. They want to see me eat a spider sandwich, which I'm going to be eating the zebra tarantula. Durian, sitting on a cake, the whole nine. So it'll be fun. Cow balls. I'm going to deep fry some cow balls and eat them.
Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles.
So if you just want to follow me on Twitch, you don't have to pay a fucking dime. You can just be there, have a good time, and watch me probably hurl. Yo, Rich. So yeah, Twitch needs to. I wish they would keep streams for longer. Remember Kanye's workout plan of Anna Nicole Smith was hot, and that, yeah, rest in peace, Anna Nicole Smith. Yeah, it was sad when she passed.
Course, and this is like a funny thing I thought.
I won't do it. I will not do it. I don't want anyone to, hey, Rich, I'll donate this. I just don't, because it's not going to happen. They have surströmming on Amazon. No fucking way, though. I'm dead serious. No fucking way. Rocky Mountain oysters is what they're called, and they last in the freezer for 6 months, I read, so they're fine.
That.
Oh, yeah. Oops. Not that you really need to see his But no, I know I'll get it back. Sorry, guys. I mean, here he is just rambling now with cum all over his jacket.
Her name is no longer West.
Sorry.
And my name is no longer Ye. If there was...
Sure, okay. You know what? Yeah. If someone donates $10,000, I will do surströmming. There you go. I'll hold my breath now.
Being that her name is no longer West and my name is now only Ye, if we were ever to be together again, what would our name be? Kim Ye.
Would you like that?
Kim Ye. Oh my God. Surströmming. I won't do it. That's why I'm saying some absolutely ridiculous number. I won't do it.
Everything is up to...
She would be Kim Ye. Gee, I have no idea why she divorced you, Kanye. It's just baffling me.
God. And God has proven to me many times that it's not about what I want or what I would like.
No, he needs inpatient, institutionalized therapy for a year at least. The guy's out of his mind, and he needs to stay on medications. He's probably bipolar, schizophrenic. I don't even know. I'm not a mental health expert, but we could all agree there's something wrong with him.
It's just up to him on what he sees fit.
But
David had to.
But let me ask you.
tend
I mean,
to the
yeah, but
sheep.
do you still love
to the
Kim?
sheep? Sorry, not with an S.
Do you still love Kim?
I absolutely love. I'll love her for life. And I will protect. Oddly enough, I'll actually protect her because when I call out things.
I'll donate $10,000 for Rich to eat surströmming hurl and support his family by selling a bunch of tremendous steaks. Why don't I have Donald Trump saying I'm going to come on my soundboard? Why is that not there?
That I feel are wrong. You know what I'm saying? When I make products, say the difference between me and Bernard Arnault. Say, watch, Elon Musk, every product, the reason why Elon Musk is like a Steve Jobs is if he makes a flamethrower, he would use that flamethrower. If he makes a Cybertruck, he would use that Cybertruck. Me, if I make some 3D printed boots, I'm going to have the 3D printed boots on.
What
the fuck is that? Is there a flood? Why do people buy this ugly shit? What is that? What's up, Chad? How are you? The fuck is that?
Oh,
and
I love that.
It's fucking SpongeBob boots. Yeah.
Every day.
Can I get a pair of those?
Absolutely, sir.
They would
Tucker
really
liked
suit
them
me.
also. These boots are a hit.
Love those.
Yes.
They look fantastic.
What game? Milsim Games?
Yeah.
Would you like to one
Thank you
day?
very much, sir.
Do you think, given that you've got all these kids together, would you like one day to get back with Kim? Do you think? Do you feel like you've gone?
Dude, those boots will you'll be floating. You wouldn't have to worry about climate change there because if the floods start, man, those boots will just keep you afloat.
Through a very tumultuous period, but that actually the love underneath it all between two people remains. And would you like to get back together?
He doesn't even make sense now. It's just bizarre.
Those thirst traps still be fire.
Is that
Do you understand what I said? Do you understand?
He doesn't know what a thirst trap. Yeah, dude, he's saying that. Yeah, if Kim got naked, I would get a boner and definitely want to sleep with her. I know about thirst traps too. I've had relationships last too long because I was getting laid. That is called a mistake.
Understand that language right there?
I think so. You better explain it to me.
What do you think those thirst traps still be fire means? Can you explain that to me?
Well, with my
Pierce?
rather creative British
what
mind,
those thirst traps still be fire.
I would imagine it
with
means
your creative, brilliant British man.
I would imagine it means you still fancy your ex-wife. Is that right?
You know,
Yeah, that's exactly what he's saying. He's like, yo, I would hit that again in a second, but she thinks I'm nuts.
I would prefer to not be put on this. I would prefer to not be put on the spot.
No, staying with someone simply for sex is the worst idea ever. It's toxic. So mental health issue is my yes, it's profoundly unwell. I wouldn't diagnose him and I wouldn't know, but I feel pity above all else. Yeah, but it doesn't give him a reason to say the things that he's saying. Okay, and he's being fueled by these right-wing grifters, and they're using him literally as a useful idiot. That's a terminology. And he's going to regret all this. Hopefully one day he becomes lucid again and gets the help and meds that he needs, but he's being used right now, so no one's... And he's being used, he's wealthy, and he's powerful, so no one's going to get in his way. And they should. I heard Armor's good. That's old, isn't it? But it's still played a lot, isn't it? Yeah, game on. You're right, though. 100%. Minus the fact that he needs to be still held responsible for shit that he says.
On these kind of questions, what I could say is...
What is Abby saying? It has to be something insane. Did your sister buy like 10 more breast mugs? Where is he at? Where's Abby at? Why am I not seeing Abby? All right. Well, I'm sure he'll say something insane again.
God.
Yes. Don't stay with someone that you broke up with because sex is good.
God is a lie.
But according to the internet and people who hate me, I've never had sex before.
And
41-year-old virgin.
David in to tend to God had David tend to the sheep, knowing that one day he would prepare him to fight Goliath. Mm-hmm. So I believe that
I'm just
that
tuning
day
out
of me fighting Goliath has been this past 2 weeks. The media is Goliath. And there would be no chance of having a civil civilization or a civil democracy in America without me challenging the media 2 years out from the election. Because this thing that I'm challenging may be setting myself up to one day be able to be president, or it's maybe for the other president. But regardless, we have to have some decency in America as the thought leaders in the content that we put out.
But you
and
okay, but on that point,
Yeah.
you keep talking about the media as if somehow it's the media that's created all this furore in the last 2 weeks. But you have said other things which, in my opinion, the media couldn't ignore. You know, you suggested in your interview with Tucker Carlson that Gap, for example, the clothing wear company, had prior knowledge of the Uvalde shooting, which is obviously completely insane.
Wait, he said that? And who the fuck is still wearing Gap clothing? I haven't seen like a Gap store. Who is... What? Gap's not even relevant anymore.
Why would you say that? And then why would you be surprised if the media then react to it? They're bound to.
Dosman has a Gap in their ass. Congratulations.
What I'm saying is that was worded, that might have been worded in a way that the media could take in the wrong way. But I thought it was really interesting the amount of people at Gap. We had a release that was happening, and the amount of people at Gap that were rallying around this as a media moment. If they didn't know about that, where there's theories, You can't say that the theories about 9/11 are completely insane.
Actually,
that's just the person I am. I'm that kind of person.
Well, I agree with. I've had questions about 9/11, but that's still different than what the fuck does the Gap, who I would argue is, I mean, I don't know what their yearly revenue is now. I haven't seen Gap clothing in fucking ages. How are you comparing them, man?
Look, you're perfectly entitled to have theories. I think most of them are completely insane. But on this specific one, on Uvalde, you even suggested that Matthew McConaughey. You even suggested that Matthew McConaughey may have. It was all a bit weird that he was speaking so early about it, when in fact he came from Uvalde and spoke very passionately after this atrocity. So I think people read these.
I gotta watch that Tucker Carlson interview. Is it on YouTube? We may have to suffer through that too.
Comments are like, what are you talking about?
No, okay, so I'm not. What I'm saying is, I definitely feel there was a major media push around that to create trauma.
I never want to see this man in a position of power. It would literally probably destroy the world. He's too insane.
And fear culture, because the amount of people.
And he wants power too, which is scary.
And this is not to be in any way. I care about people who have passed away and have lost loved ones.
20 kids were shot dead in a classroom.
Right.
20 children were shot dead at school.
So let me explain.
No one in the media is putting
and how many
any sort of trauma into that. That is the trauma.
That's what happened.
Okay, Pierce, how often does that happen in my hometown?
Well, the
Every
20
week.
kids are killed in school in one mass shooting. As far as I'm aware, it's never happened in your hometown, has it?
Yeah, it does.
Not in one mass
kids
shooting.
Are killed in Chicago. I didn't finish.
Okay.
Let's not do this again.
Okay.
We reviewed how that goes.
I understand. You could talk.
At least 14 kids are killed in Chicago every week, and there's no media push around it, and that's my issue. When I was at Gap, there was no media push around the killings in Chicago.
But I would agree. I agree with you.
That Chicago.
I completely agree. My youngest son has recently been at the University of Chicago for a year, and there were 2 students shot in that time. I completely agree that there is never enough attention given to all the slaughter from gun violence in Chicago. Completely agree with you. What I can't agree with is any suggestion by you that anyone at Gap or Matthew McConaughey or anybody else
that you were doing the same thing Alex Jones did with Connecticut. Can't think of it right now.
Had any prior knowledge of what happened at Uvalde.
Yeah, you're making it like it was staged. Is that what you're saying? Sandy Hook. Yeah, I could not remember the name. It derped me for a second.
Of course they didn't.
What I'm saying is, I'm not saying they did, but with the amount of attention that went, understand, I was jealous, once again. You feel me?
Jealous of what?
I'm jealous that so much attention went.
Oh, I hope they sue the fuck out of him, too. If he's really saying that's a conspiracy, sue him, too. Take the last $120 million he has. Isn't that insane, Mike Wells? It's been a decade since that debate when he was still on CNN.
In this direction, but doesn't go into the direction of Chicago when
then
the same thing, the same amount of people.
That's what you should say.
I'm not finished.
But it comes down to the way you phrase these things.
Bro, hey, I just said it.
Yes.
Like I just said, you're not always going to say the things the right way, but at least I have the bravery to open the conversation. Your first sentence isn't your last sentence. My first rap that I told wasn't my last rap.
And the argument they always say, oh, well, Chicago has the strictest gun laws. But the rest of... They could go to other states that don't have those restricted gun laws as restrictive, and they bring them in.
That I told. And now that's the whole point. It's said. Once it's said, accept that it was said. I am the iPhone 20, right? I'm growing. I'm a hybrid.
What? I can make conspiracies because I'm more advanced than you. He is the iPhone 20.
Updating.
Okay.
I'm constantly updating, and that's what we're supposed to do. You can't drag me back because you enjoy that, right?
We haven't dodged a bullet yet. The Ides of March are not done.
Right? When you bring it up, I'm saying, hey, this is what I'm saying. I felt, think about this. Have you ever heard the term premeditated murder?
Yes.
I feel like the George Floyd was a premeditated murder. That's my feeling based off of, and we never got to that in the beginning, but that's my feeling based off of the information I saw in the documentary.
I think it was a premeditated murder in the sense that I agree, but not for the reason you think. I think it was premeditated in the sense that policeman didn't give a damn about George Floyd's life, stuck his knee on his neck for 8 minutes and killed him. So but I know we don't agree about that. I don't want to go back over that. I want to ask you, about something different.
I think the policeman was involved with it too, but not in the way that you think about it.
Right.
I think he was involved in a different way.
Yeah, let's not open this up again. It's a hamster wheel.
Think we'll have to.
I think he was also.
You're insane. The evidence backs up that George Floyd was murdered no matter what drugs he took. The coroner and the video, the tie-in, it's step lock with each other. Move on. You're just a fucking insane idiot.
So, I think he was also part of the setup.
Okay, look. We're not going to agree about that, but
He's been moved, and I need you to watch the documentary, and we could talk offline and then talk on.
That's made by Candace Owens, because that's not going to have a political tilt to it at all.
Line again,
okay?
Because what's not fair is for a white martyr like JFK to be analyzed 100 different ways, but then for a black martyr like George Floyd, for us to only accept the one way. That's like us only accepting the one way for the black vote.
Fuck it.
Like I said
we have the opportunity to look at it different ways.
Like I said to you, you are completely entitled to challenge anything, frankly. And I'm equally entitled to come back to you and say what I think. That's what a democracy is about. Let me ask you before it's I want to ask you one thing about your.
But look, no, I got.
Okay. I don't want to keep going back to that same issue.
The disparagement right there.
Yeah.
But look at the disparagement, because I had an idea. I don't like the word point. I had an idea that you didn't embrace right there. The martyr, JFK, we analyzed his death 100 different ways, right? But with George Floyd, he died that way.
It was in the 1960s, and one sharpshooter blew the president's brains out. But we also didn't have cops with cameras on them. We didn't have the like it's closed, it's open and close, open and close. It's I don't know if I'm using the right terminology. It's done. The video, why am I repeating the same thing? It's not the same, you freak.
And then it's white people telling super brilliant, successful black people, you have the right. It's literally like on some Black Lives Matter, like your life matters, like, oh, your idea matters, but then shut up and we're not going to go back to it.
No. If you were white making these stupid fucking conspiracies that do not coincide, why am I, it's like, first off, I'm not interviewing him. Secondly, it's like arguing with a brick that's off its meds.
No, we're going to unfold it. I need you to watch that documentary, and I want us to talk line by line. I want to do, because look, I think that we're a good conversation, and now within the next 2 years, we need to talk a lot of times, right?
I would love to do that.
This kind of thing.
Honestly,
I'm sure Pierce would. Good ratings.
I would honestly,
we should unpack.
Listen. Yeah. Let me say to you, I've wanted to interview you for years.
Yeah.
I genuinely mean it when I say I think you're one of the most brilliant, talented people that I've seen in the public sphere. And you have a lot of fascinating ideas, and you're incredibly creative, and you're completely entitled to your views. But I'm entitled to mine, and I think we've had some really interesting exchanges, actually. I want to just talk to you quickly before we finish about your kids and about you as a father. What kind of kids do you want them to be? What kind of values do you want to instill in your children?
Oh, God.
I want my kids to finish their education. I know that my album was called The College Dropout, but when I look at the way, you know, just like you said, your kids are in the University of Chicago, we need the education. That's another thing to be jealous about. You know, the Muslims have the Quran, right? And Jewish people also have their holy books, but they have the education. And once we have the education, and we have the strong black minds, we need to pull them together. There hasn't been end-to-end black-owned communities since Black Wall Street or since the gentrification of Harlem. Like, I have this tech company called STEM, right, that had the most successful launch in tech history with 80,000 STEM players as far as a first launch, right? We sold 80,000 STEM players back in February, and we went off the Apple platform, and now we're coming with the next generation that has a projector in it, and it's coming with 4,096 movies.
I have no idea what does this have to...
I did that because my Amiga computer had 4,096 colors when I was in 7th grade. And also you can download films without having to use an...
We would not understand anything and all have headaches by the end, Mike Wells.
Apple products.
60 years for the JFK assassination.
So I called this guy, and we're working on finishing up elements of the deal.
We're almost
and
there.
He's using emotional bullying, and like his shoulders are down, you could tell on the call. And he says, well, because of your comments, we're not going to be able to hire people. It's the people that we need. And I said, well, how many people do we have working for us? He said 60, and we have 40 part-time. I said, well, how many Jewish people do we have? He said, well, I don't know. Well, you have some. And I said, well, do we have black people working for us? He said, yeah. I said, how many? He said, 2. And I said, you're telling me we can't find 60 black engineers? Well, yeah. And see, that's where that comment that got me into so much trouble forced me to look at myself as the richest black man since Mansa Musa, right, with multiple tech companies. And where am I kicking the tires inside of my own company to ensure that I'm hiring my people? Because Chinese people hire Chinese people, and Jewish people hire Jewish people, and Catholics hire Catholics, right? But with blacks, we'll give our company to Bernard Arnault. We'll give our company.
How about you just hire the most qualified person for the job? It doesn't matter what their race is. Just a thought.
To Mark Zuckerberg. We'll give our company away. And it would almost come off as anti-Semitic if I hadn't crossed that gun line so far to say, hey, I have to go and ensure that I'm hiring the brightest black minds to my black-owned tech company. You know, Kamala is our never again. We're never going to just hand something over just because we like the way this person looks. And we have the emotional connection because she was a Delta and my mom was a Delta. She got 96% of the black female vote. You would have thought Drake was running. And we haven't seen her really honestly since. And I want to say something.
You talking about Kamala Harris? He's not even.
Something about the left. The left, you guys got to sit with me. Your current administration that these guys put up, they shit the pot on this one. They should have got Bernie, but Bernie had too much of a conscience. And so you got a guy with no conscience. Instead of getting Bernie Sanders, you guys got Weekend at Bernie's.
I agree with him there. I agree with him. That's the only thing I think he said in this motherfucking interview that I agree with. I think we all agree with him on that one.
And and you know that you don't like where we're at right now. So we got to have a conversation going in.
When you listen,
he got the nomination stolen from him twice. First time, the DNC just flat out did it. The second time, they got a whole bunch of Democratic nominees that were on the ticket, on Super Tuesday to back out, so all their votes went to Biden. Because they dropped out, and they said, if I was going to vote for someone, I would vote for Biden. So they fucked him twice. That is one thing. The only thing Captain Cumstain Jacket is right about.
I won't disagree with you about. I don't disagree with you about President Biden or Kamala Harris, for that matter. Let me ask you about someone we haven't mentioned, Vladimir Putin, and what he's been doing in Ukraine. What is your view of that?
Oh no.
I
on this note,
do not believe in war, and I believe that there is ways that America could have avoided this war. But Biden has money. Biden has reasons for us to be at war right now for selfish reasons. And what I would like to do, without giving you too much information, I would like to speak with my political advisors to give you the exact.
Oh no, he has political advisors. He's going to run for something. He's going to run for something.
Information. I'm not going to. Hey, watch this one.
You know that it was Russia that started the war with Ukraine, right? Because Putin doesn't want NATO too close to his borders, and he was afraid that Ukraine was going to join NATO. He also considers Ukraine part of Russia's land and wants it back. I know I'm oversimplifying it, but
Piers, I'm not going to shoot from the hip on this one.
Yeah, they still would have invaded. Everyone's like, "Oh, Trump." No, they would have invaded.
Especially talking about war and things as sensitive as Ukraine and the Russian war. No, we already got that the ReTARD comment earlier that maybe we could work on that I feel like is going to be massively offensive, and I really do. Now that one, I do apologize to people that I offended earlier in the interview on that comment. Maybe we could look at scrubbing that if we deem.
Well, actually,
scrubbing it.
I would say this: it's an uncensored interview. You said something which you've now wished you hadn't said, and you've apologized. I actually think that says a lot about you.
Does he really? He has Parkinson's and pancreatic cancer. Oh, boy.
Right? That shows you've got that ability to be self-aware, to understand when you cross a line. I think someone like you, with all your energy and creativity and your passion, you're going to say stuff. The way that you talk constantly and in such an extraordinary manner, you're going to trip up. You're going to say things the wrong way. I don't think there's anything wrong in when you do that, doing what you just did and saying, look, I'm sorry, I crossed a line, I apologize. It's actually quite empowering.
You know what I think? You know what I think I'll go ahead and do? I feel that I've given the platform, and I think by holding the idea of an apology hostage is not godlike.
Correct.
I feel like we have to free. Yeah, and I think that's the point that you've been making. And because we sat down and had this conversation.
Well, there's another thing I slightly agree with. Apologies are weaponized because a lot of times people don't care about your apology with certain things. They care about, oh, he or she apologized, so obviously they were wrong. So in the future, I could constantly weaponize that against them, which pisses me off.
I will say I'm sorry for the people that I hurt with the DEF CON, the confusion that I call. I feel like I cause hurt and confusion. And I'm sorry for the families of the people that had nothing to do with the trauma that I had been through, and that I use my platform where you say hurt people. And I was hurt. I was frustrated. I was frustrated that Gap hadn't opened stores. I was frustrated that I spent time with a gentleman who I love him, his wife, his kids, David Simon, and to open stores. And then he called Bob Martin at Gap and said, I'm not going to open the stores. And I've just been frustrated.
So that's the reason, as a former billionaire, said you're going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people.
Frustrated. I just want to open my widow stores. And I want to say that it's wrong to hold an apology hostage. And I got to let go of that and free myself of the trauma and say, look, I'm just going to give it all up to God right now and say to those families that I hurt, I really want to give you guys a big hug. And I want I say I'm sorry for hurting you with my
That's
comments,
not me.
and I want
That's
to
the
word it
video.
in not in like a political way, but in a presidential way, which means what I knew a president to be when I was growing up, in a sincere way. You know how people give those kind of, I want to give an apology, and you're like, but did you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, no, it has to be, I want to go to every person's grandmother and grandfather and every person's son and daughter, aunt and uncle, and give them a hug and say, you know what? I've been hurt, and I do want you to talk to your boys. I do want you to talk to the people that are in power, the people who do own the black voice, the people who do own the black the vote, which a lot of Jewish business people do. And I want to be able to sit at the table with the contracts. I want my people to sit at the table with the contracts. I do want all of this, but I'm not going to hold my apology hostage till I get that. I'm going to start by taking accountability for my actions and the lack of sophistication in my...
Didn't you just say before, if I get this, this, and this, then I'll apologize? Why are you changing now?
Wording, like I said, I was sleepy, and it was taken in a way that I didn't mean to be taken. It definitely caused some attention, but I don't want the...
Oh, stop that you were sleepy. I'm stoned and sleepy when I'm shit posting on Twitter all the time, and I would never say something like that.
Conversation to go away just because I came to you guys and said, you know, I understand how I hurt you, and I'm sorry for the pain that I've caused and the confusion that I caused. Now, that is said, right? But I don't want the conversation to go away, that we are still in a place where these contracts are still up. My people are still getting screwed. This has to be opened up. And I'm not asking for a promise, but it would be a beautiful world as I release the pain that I've caused and the pain that I have in me, that grudge that I was holding, that you guys, some of you guys, 1, 2 of you guys step up and say, let's look at these contracts. Let's make it not be a known fact that the music industry is treacherous. Let's make the...
Yeah. Interesting. Good point, Tech Man.
Because some of my kids do music. You know, I don't want them to step into a treacherous place. I want it to be better for them than it was for me. So I want us to sit down and come together and really work on that. Would that make sense to you, Piers?
You know what, Ye? If you'd simply said that in your tweet, I don't think there would have been any problem. And I'm very, very pleased, actually, that we've got to a place where you felt able to say that. And I think it was sincere. And
but we still have a problem. That's my point.
No,
Piers.
I get it. I get it. But what you've now done, you've now explained the context of the problem. And you also issued a sincere apology to people who were rightly offended by the way you phrased what you said. So I think that's a good place to finish the interview. And I'm very glad you got there.
Okay, but it's not finished.
I understand.
The idea is not finished.
I understand.
That there's still a problem.
I understand. No one's going to be in any doubt there's a problem. And by the way, I'm sure there is. I'm sure that a lot of the contracts in the music business are rigged.
Are shit. Of course they are. They're fucking over the artist. The artist is desperate because it's the industry. The entertainment industry is brutal. But that still does not excuse what he said.
Against people like artists like yourself. I'm sure of it. I mean, it's always been the case. From Elvis onwards. So I get
Piers,
it.
Would you help me and my people? Would you help me and my athletes? I got so many athletes that go to my school that are like all
he
the...
He has a school. He has a fucking school.
Guys that are on Donda are headed to the NBA, right? Could you help me? Could you help us make these contracts better for our people by calling attention, by just allowing me on your platform, right? And let's look at some of the things and point these things out. Could we work together on that over the next couple of years?
Very happy to do that.
Yeah.
Very happy to do that. I think we should talk more often.
All right.
It's taken a long time to get here. I've thoroughly enjoyed our conversation. It's been 2 hours. It's been free rolling. It's been occasionally challenging. But we've got to a place where I think is a good place. And I've really enjoyed it. So thank you very much indeed, Ye, for sparing me the time.
Yeah. You know I'm going to feel like I lost my stone I was holding.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I had to give it up to God. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
You know, you're gonna be bragging. You're gonna be bragging at dinner tonight, like, yo, I talked to Ye. No one could do it. No one could do it. I did.
Go away.
And you know, I'm giving you this, and I'm gonna pray that you, as a fellow believer in Christ, will help me to expose all the wrong that's still currently happening to my people, specifically in the entertainment industry, because
Honestly,
an entertainer.
I'm very
just
happy.
To start with.
I'm very happy to hold anyone to account who is behaving improperly. Honestly. And I'm absolutely certain that that entertainment business is riddled with people who try it on and exploit people, and I would be very happy to help you to expose that. But for now, I've got to leave it, Ye. We've had 2 hours. It's been remarkable. Thank you very much for your time.
Peace.
Peace. Of course he ended it like a douche. All right, I'm drained. I'm tired. Support tonight was amazing. A ton of you were here. Appreciate it. I'm going to bed. Or I'm going to go shitpost. I need to settle down. That was draining. Not tonight, Phil. I've been streaming for almost 4 hours. And I got to still get up tomorrow and work. And then stream again tomorrow night. So have a good night, guys. I'm out of here. You've been amazing tonight. That was interesting and painful simultaneously. And I'll see you tomorrow with more content. Have a good one.